Recording. Good morning, fellas. Have my usual boiled egg breakfast. A lot of people think I eat pancakes, sweet pancakes, and eggs and sausages. Once in a blue moon. I do have an eating program that I stick to when I can, and it keeps me in the positive, or at least I try to. Got comments? There's been an idiot. Another channel video. He's one of those Eurocentrics. He's been programmed with that false history. And he said to me, "You're such a stupid cunt. Take your Afrocentrism and shove it up your ass. Severus did not look black or mixed." Septimus Severus was a black man that was in the Roman army. And as I told you about the iconoclast period where they whitewashed everything, they actually went over and repainted a lot of the paintings and altered the paintings. One of my clients, who is an artist, went to Europe and looked at paintings and stuff like that. She came back and told me about it. Some of those old paintings been through a lot of hands, she says. She could see where they altered it, changed the noses and lightened the skin, especially in the biblical stuff. So this guy shows up with like a Greco-Roman statue head with the curly, the curly hair and the Greco-Roman nose. Instead of representing himself, he comes in as some fictitious character. So he said to me, did I look black or mixed? North Africa at that time had Berbers, people from Carthage, Egyptians, not Negroes. Now, they recently did a movie on Hannibal, and white world was really mad because they showed him as he truly was, an African descent motherfucker. As we all know, the original Egyptians were black, the ones who actually built the pyramids. Later on, they were invaded. Even the Hebrews actually ruled there for 100 years. Even the Hebrews, who later became known as the Jews. They ruled. But the original Egyptians, as everybody knows, was black. Actually, you guys don't... Some of you guys are intelligent. But the way they try to teach it to you is that they try to separate Africa into North Africa and Sub-Saharan. They did that shit, so you guys think all the black folks were down south. And some of these idiots bought into that shit. That was done by England and the United States, by the way. Just like England divided up India and renamed one side Pakistan. So I've been having... I meant to go in on a different channel, but it came in on this. I forgot. I was posting under a video where these white supremacists were in this restaurant, and this black guy, he had a concealed carry permit, and the white guys were take off their shirts and beat their chests and saying racial shit, and then they got up to leave, and they tried to the one dude. White dude tried to shake the guy's hand. I said, "No, I don't want to shake your hand, man." And then he hit him, sucker punched him. And the brother, pulled his shirt up, and he stepped back. His friend, came scampering low, trying to, run up on the dude like an ape, going on the ground, and then he got shot. Pow, 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 pow. And then he scampered out. And then later on, he crashed up his truck and died. Waste of a life. Gustav. Go MGTOW fellows. Okay, Gustav. Number one, you got some kind of male fetish going on. You don't belong here, Gustav. Oh, okay. Looks like he's already in the spam. Amon Ross says, Supreme, I got hundreds of pictures of what original American Indians look like. I can send them to you if you want. Back then, Amon Ra, there was no photography. Photography did not exist. Okay? Just to let you know. Let's see. He ended up in... I got to make sure I put MGTOW also in my spam folder. But Gustavo. I'm looking at his channel. A bunch of girls' videos on it. Well, he's gone. I try to keep the channel, I want to keep the channel in the positive. Not these guys that run around yelling MGTOW and trying to get you guys to give up. You guys fought your battles hard. All you guys who listen to me, you're paying your dues to get somewhere. And these guys, they don't even want to pay their fucking dues, man. They said, fuck it. Don't need women. Night Shroud. Yeah, the other guys don't sit down with us and answer questions personally like you do. Okay, we got oh shit. This one got through. Now, the guy's name is Lou, but he has like a little Filipino girl in his avatar. Didn't bother changing his name. He's spamming the, oh, he's already blocked. Okay. All right, good. Let's just go ahead and get rid of his comment. Forgot to delete it, I guess. Supreme, you should look up J.A. Rogers. I guess Amon Ra didn't realize I know who J.A. Rogers was. Amon Ra, he's one of these young little African Americans that got into the real African history stuff, and that's all he does. And I guess I can understand that. You know, if you have low self-esteem, you definitely want to jump into that, brothers. Abdul Daumbai. Uncle Supreme, I hope you're doing well. I have a question on abs. I wanted to know if you have any other ab programs I can purchase on any of your sites. This is old. Let me get back to my current questions. Sorry about that. That was 8 months ago, and I'm still looking for inroads into the fitness industry. In fact, I just got two books to help me show me how to create a online personal training business from people who have done it. If you want to learn something and you want to cut out all the bullshit, go find someone who has done what you want to learn to do. Like you guys listen to me. You want to learn how to get lots of females. I've done all that. So you go find someone to mentor you or listen to. You know, study on that person. Read their books. Follow them around. Stalk them. 2 Cents says, great vid. I understood it on one of my podcast shows, and it makes all sense in the world. I don't know if you have a podcast, but if you do, give a brother the info. Yeah, go to my site. I do podcasts on my site. Right now, I'm doing a success training program. That's 30 days. $5 of 30 days of success podcast and training, because this program also has a workbook that goes with it. Every session you get a workbook. Something that makes you do the work. So for $5, that's just unbeatable. Plus you get access to my other podcasts. But what you have to do is you got to contribute to the community. Before you can download a podcast, you got to make 7 posts. One guy came through being an asshole. He had to be black, of course. After you learned that, he went and made some stupid posts. Number 1. Number 2. Like, he didn't give a damn. So I had to call him on that shit. You know, comment on the posts. All you gotta do is comment on the post. You gotta learn to participate. That's the very thing that you guys didn't do in life. Mike Crusade. It was just getting good at the end under Jovina's in the video. I don't know what video that was. There's Amun Ra again. Africans such as the Arabs used to be very, basically had female rulers. It's from 2016. Okay. How to overcome negative beliefs. People like Amun Ra, you know, when you're actually producing content, you know, they pop up and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. You make another video, hey, they pop up, hey, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to do with the video. Did he watch the video? I don't know. He always talks about, like he wants to teach me some African history. I don't know. It comes from low self-esteem, Amun Ra. You have very low self-esteem, and you always want to prove that you know something. Like, teacher, I know. And your subjects have nothing to do with the video. Nothing to do with the content of the video. Now, when I do an African history video, you should be all over that. You should be all over anything I do there. That's where comments are warranted for African history stuff. Another one of my podcasts I just put up recently, Brother Knowledge says, great game, Supreme. I agree 100%. The life story, this is how to get the life story, opens the whole conversation, puts the woman in a comfortable state. Yeah, because you're really taking an interest in her as a human being. Hope my guy actually learned from that. He wanted step by step to get a fucking life story. Holy fuck. How many other guys are that bad that you need step by step to... I don't even know how to do a step by step. Because I go with the flow of the conversation. If I ask her about her childhood, she mentions that, let's say she was in beauty pageants as a kid. Yeah, my mom put me in beauty pageants. I'm from Florida, and I don't like thinking about it because my mom put me in these beauty pageants as a kid. That's what you follow up on. Okay? That's where you take it. Well, if she actually says it was a positive thing, then that's where you can take it. You don't want to delve into anything that's too negative, okay? Especially when because that would put her in a negative state. When you're a beginner, like I can delve into their past history with their boyfriends because I know how to take them there. But I also know how to bring it back to positive stuff. Like I'll compliment them. You know, you did a good job by getting rid of that fool. The whole time I'm thinking of doing the same thing to her. I hate Eurocentrics. That Deligo Europa. Some weak little spineless YouTuber. Little scrawny guy. Trying to make himself feel good. He's also an extreme racist. He said a lot of bad things about black people. Those guys are such spineless little worms. They get on YouTube because they're living these desperate lives. And they rush home to get on YouTube to feel like big men. And I gave him evidence. This dude only uses his word. Like, just because he's white, his word is supposed to, I guess, mean something. So I finally cut the conversation off. Not even. I realized, as I said to him, there's nothing I can teach you. So there's no reason to converse with you. Because you are looking for something to make you feel good in your broken down little life. And when I spoke to him, said something in Portuguese. Because I think he's using it looks like an Italian type of name. Deligo. See if we can figure it out. Thanks for the comment. B Time Fitness. Duncan MacLeod of the clan MacLeod. And there can only be one. Now, Duncan must have thought I was just an ignorant Negro. And he's Scottish. I love it. He got to roll laws like a good Scotsman. The laddie. So, he come in to make this comment. Let me go to the comment because I'm looking at the second part of it. You guys recognize that one? I'm opening up, coughing. I was talking about alpha and beta, and zeta. Okay. So he goes. So as a mentalist, does that make me a zeta? So I said to Knucklehead, I gave him the quote of, I went and got the definition of mentalist. And it spells out how to pronounce the word mentalist. Plural noun, mentalist. A magician who performs feats that apparently demonstrate extraordinary mental powers, such as mind reading, or to the British information, eccentric or mad person. He wanted to look like he's like a big brain. And he just comes back, nice job, Webster, but you haven't answered my question. And I said to him, you have to redefine yourself. You gave yourself some title that you didn't even know the meaning of. Duncan MacLeod of the clan MacLeod, and there can only be one. And I said to him, so are you a magician or insane? Or would you like to go on and take off that fake nerd title, which would make you a Zeta male in today's society, but old school nerds had enough balls to get married and reproduce? It's not about how much brains you have, because I have a 130 IQ. My brothers were much higher. I am the dummy of my family, and I was the dummy of my family. A quarterback has a high IQ and still has brawn as well. Do you understand, or do you still want to try for some lame-ass debate? On that note, sorry, I only debate with my peers, of which you're not one, fella. He has not answered back. See, he tried to sneak in a debate thing. He was hoping I would say, yeah, that probably makes you one. He's holding a little grandbaby, looks like a little grandchild, so obviously he had kids, and I got through that by, and old school nerds, they went out and had kids. My nerd friend, Mr. Neil, he's had girlfriends and wives. See, there's something wrong with you with the new nerds lacking balls to go get women. I think it probably started with that fucking movie, which I actually loved all of them. Revenge of the Nerds. I think it started portraying nerds as being ballless sacks of shit. And then it came on from there. Eric Brown. That is the truth. I've never been scared of rejection that got me getting women that way, out of my lane, so to speak. A lot of guys, and Eric Brown is a melanated brother, and he must have a little bit of low self-esteem going on, because there are a lot of melanated brothers date these hot-ass chicks. I think some of them think because they're dark-skinned they're not viewed as being attractive. Light-skinned chicks love melanated brothers as well as white women. Mike Roshoff asks, is it possible for someone to be an alpha male early in life, then be conditioned into a zeta male? And Con McLeod says, Mike Roshoff, no. It's something you're born to. You know, that's why I don't like the whole alpha male thing in this community. I mean, come on, fellas, let's be real. I don't care for the current definition of alpha males either. When you're in a certain situation, you can actually take over and become the alpha male. No, that's not the real thing. That's just a man that's asserted himself and taken on leadership. Staying ready. Hey, player, what do you think about a chick that put LOL after almost every text messages that you just met? I think she's a little bit on the weaker side. If she has to put LOL after every message, that to me is one of those weak type of females in character. Curtis Jordan. Supreme, I kissed a girl on the dance floor, but she wouldn't let me take her back to her place on the first night. But I will see her again next week because she's going out of state. Good. Also see other women in between. Never put your eggs in one basket, Curtis. And you're too young for that, man. And Curtis, there, fellas, is one of our better-looking African-American brothers. And he's got a physique on him. And, you know, he should be rolling pussy. I talked to Bangura the other day, who's about Curtis's complexion and build. And he was showing me some of his females, man. God damn. It's like women got hotter since, just better looking in the last 10 years. Ever since the girl that was in Sin City, Jovina. What was the name of the girl that was in Sin City? The Canadian chick? Jessica Alba. Those types have come out of the woodwork all over. We have an influx of Middle Eastern chicks that are blending with society and contributing their looks to beauty. And there's been a big change. Just in the last 10 years alone, I've seen. You know, women, the standard for beauty is changing. These really pretty, cute, ethnic-looking girls. White girls are not in anymore. Blondes, it's these ethnic chicks with their wavy hair, their dark hair, and dark eyes, and full lips, and luscious bodies. Kim Kardashian. The rise of Kim Kardashian helped it also. It turned out that Jessica Alba was actually mostly European, and then she was hoping she had black in her, but I think it came up to be native Canadian or something like that. But she was actually disappointed. She was mostly European. See me. Why do women stretch men out and make them go on endless dates before they put out. Jovina, why do women stretch men out to go on endless dates before they spread the legs?
They want to be sure that it's the right guy, that there's a connection. A lot of times, they don't know you until they actually talk to you and get to know you a little bit. Some women just like to get to know the person that they're going to sleep with.
Now, are there some men, this is what I discovered myself, but are there some men that get rapid access to the pussy and don't get stretched out on the boyfriend? Like, you could tell if a guy has boyfriend material versus the cool guy that you fuck now.
Are there some men that they will give it up for right
Yeah.
away? Yes. They have to be very suave and very,
Very suave.
very slick. And,
Very, yeah.
You know.
Very cool. And obviously...
Looks obviously plays a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, too, the women will think like, oh, I know this isn't going to go anywhere, so it doesn't matter, just
So,
bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. They know that's what it's going to be, but they don't care.
they just want to
Yeah.
get a good fuck. Yeah. So, and I agree with Jovina. And I also had asked one of my clients about this years ago, who was single. And this woman, she made over $100,000 a year. She was pretty attractive too, but she was a white girl, blonde. Anyway, she said there are some guys that she puts in the category of fuck now. Some guys, because you come off like a nice guy, you get in the category of those endless dates. Okay, so obviously, see me, you are coming off like a nice guy. You're not coming off like a player, like slick as Jovina called it. That's why they're doing that to you. Okay? Curtis Jordan. I literally said, your friend got an lost it. Your friend got an extra bed, doesn't she, during the conversation? LOL. Wait, I'll be back. About to go to work, but I'm growing, Supreme. Good, Curtis. Now, with Curtis's last female, she kind of hurt his feelings and destroyed his game. But now he's rebuilding his game slowly and solidly. He's going through my 7 steps very carefully. And now he's getting back into the scene. Staying ready, 1. I also met a girl that's hot and single, 35 with no kids player that I'm interested in. I just find it weird. I hope she's not crazy. That's your self-esteem there. Like, how could she like me? She's hot. Why would she like me? She has no kids. I'm not good enough, is what you're saying to me. That's what you just said to me, dear brother, in your words. So you need to kill that, okay? Christopher, what's up, player? What's up, Christopher? I just want to stop by and check in before I take off for work. Good luck, man. Don't fall off the sky. David, how do you deal with paranoid? I don't deal with mental illness bitches or men. That's for a professional to do there, David. Jay and Ray, Sub Supreme, just showing some love. You got any questions? I want to talk about working out today. I'm waiting for 2 people to show up. I'm waiting for you, Jelly, and Cool Teddy to show up so I can make an offer to them. I want to train them for a month. Put them on my diet. I want the before and after pictures to show what I can do in a month. So if anybody has any training questions, ask away. You got one of the best minds on the internet here. Rollo Show commented, go out and adventure. Stop being complacent. That's my 2 cents. Thank you, Rollo. Wish I thought of that myself, brother. See, I do self-analysis, fellas, and I I see my flaws I need to work on. And I'm brave enough to share my flaws with you guys. I don't need to be like some infallible guru dude. Warrior Life. Love what you're preaching on this channel and all your ideologies. Good job. I hope to see more things come from you. Well, you're in the right place there, Warrior Life. Ace. Not guilt blocking me, but I'm very picky if the woman's energy feels boring. I don't proceed further with her. I'm not Catholic. I'm pretty anti-religion. I don't follow the crowd. I choose how I live my life. And that's something I also don't like, are boring women. Stan Ready says, I find it hard not to hoe chase, player. You see, I stopped, right? What I'm doing right now is I'm thinking, how could I say this and not be the angry dude? When I see a guy says, I find it hard not to, I see a weak motherfucker there, staying ready. Your dick rules. And your dick will always rule in your game. That means your game is headed for a train wreck. You got to be a man and take control of your body and your brain. So let your dick run your brain. You see a girl so hot your dick is leaking, you got to run to her. Tail wagging. Like a little dog. I'm nobody's dog. I will never be a bitch's dog. That's why I got the results I got. That's why you're getting the results that you get in the game. It's your choice. You can either be a master or you can be a scrub. As I said, the pimp game, you chase a hoe, you get a chump's cop. Cop means catch. No matter what I always feel I need to talk to any chick, even though she's not choosing. How can I stop hoe chasing? It's your ego. It's your self-esteem. You have a weak self-esteem. That's why you gotta hoe chase after them. You want to see if they're attracted to you. You gotta let that shit go, man. You gotta grab your balls and just start stepping like a dude, like a man, rather words. If you can't control your dick, I can't help you. Here's my take on the whole thing. And I've been in a situation where, you know, chick wasn't choosing, I grabbed her to dance. That was on the dance floor, though. Here's my take on it. I'm not begging no bitch to be with me. I'm not going to go over and tap dance to get her interested in me and be her sucker. That's how I see it. Also remember, I was hunting non-black women. I was going to white clubs. And yes, they do have white clubs, fellas. That's clubs are in the rich white areas, and they cater mostly to white fellas. And here's the thing. One of my friends, a white DJ, when too many blacks would come in, he'll get a signal from the manager. And that's why if you ever go to a white club, they suddenly switch to like rock and roll. They're playing good dance music, they suddenly switch to rock and roll because your black ass came in there. Okay? They don't want you coming in because the managers believe that, you know, we will get drunk in the parking lot, then stagger in there. We won't buy liquor, which is true in the old days. Old days, that's what blacks would do. We'd sneak our own bottles in, stuff like that. And then we also, you know, chase after white women. Those white women are for the white men that go there. Okay? That's how the management sees it. Leave their women alone. Bring your own women. Jay Henry. Can't swim against the current all my life. Me either. I'd rather save my energy. Plus, you know, when I was working full time as a trainer, I only had so many hours a day, so much energy. You know, picking up weights and putting them on my machines. You know, that shit wears your back out, wears your body out. Even when you do it the right way, pick it up with your legs. But you kind of got to lean forward, like on my leg press machine, these big 50s. So I worked at a physical job. Also, I taught aerobics, extremely physical aerobics. I taught the melt your ass type aerobics, where I challenged anybody to take me out in high kicks who could outlast me. And I had that Susan chick. She would come up and try and challenge me every goddamn time. So anyway, I only had so much time. Also, I had kids. So I don't have time to spend. You guys are young, staying ready. You can run around the streets in your tennis shoes and your polo shirts and tap dance for these bitches. I didn't have time. I was a grown man. I acted like a grown man. Jovina.
Yeah.
Pablito. Scratch at the glass. Her brother's cat, Pablito, likes to come here. Up. You better hurry up, otherwise he's leaving. Christopher Williams, going to South America next week. Ooh. Open door. Excited and ready to meet those Colombian women. I'll post pics of it for him. Cool. Yeah. Stay ready. Yeah, that's my weakness, player. I will admit, but I think it's because I don't care no more if they reject me. What? I know you're black, and we've been programmed not to believe in this, even though we're the people with the connection to universe. But what do you think you are communicating to the universe every time a girl rejects you? Just wanted to see if you're aware of this. What are you communicating to the universe, staying ready, every time you get a lot of rejection from girls? I'll wait for your answer. Optus Big Tell, Sub Supreme, what do you think of needy girls? My ex last girlfriend liked me a whole lot from the beginning. I liked her too, but not that much and not that quick. She was real pushy with, let me go to the actual video. Pushy with, what are we? Yeah, I hate those kind of girls. I've been a player for 10 years plus. I have only had one girlfriend, and that was in high school. Thoughts on needy girls, good or bad? It was kind of turn off. See, I liked it when a girl got needy on me because I could get more out of them, and they showed their love. So for me, that was okay. It's when they got when they got pushy for my time, that's where it became a bad thing. But them willing to sit and wait for me to come around and see them, that was cool. And I had both. Those that got pushy and those that were willing to wait, as I've proven. So I don't have bad thoughts on needy chicks. My whole thing was, I didn't mind them. I like needy chicks because they're easy. Staying Ready has a question. It says rejection. Okay, Staying Ready, you obviously didn't watch the entire video that I put out recently on the law of attraction. You might want to go watch that video and learn something about how the universe works.
Who's that?
That's Pablo.
Oh.
For those of you guys who do know, you are aware of what that does in the universe. Christopher, that was a good video, by the way, about the law of attraction. Thanks for watching and understanding it there, Christopher. I figured that those that had the potential would actually watch it. Those that didn't, they'd get into it for a few minutes, and their eyes would droop over. What's up, Remo? I will, player, and thanks. Okay, good. I think you'll understand after you watch that video. Why didn't you watch it before? Out of curiosity. It helped me with my marketing. Because I made sure I related everything to dating. Because I know you guys won't watch it if it doesn't have dating in it. Chris Zilla. Hey, play, it's Autistic Savant. What's up, Chris? Autistic? Preem, I naturally have big legs, so I don't work them out. I was a powerlifter in high school. Trainer friend told me I should still be working them out with lighter weight, but they get so fucking big. That's actually a good thing, though, brother. What you call big, yeah. Girls love a man with big thighs because when you put jeans on, they can see the swell of the front quad. Or you wear shorts. Remo, I have watched that video a few times to understand it. The law hasn't been in my favor most times. That means your inner thoughts haven't been working for you there, brother. See, the law is the law. I mean, it's the way the shit works. Like you strike a match, it goes on fire. You don't strike a match and flowers pop out. So the law is the law. So when it's not working in your favor, that means you're not working in your own favor with your inner thoughts. Chris, I got a question. Are you answering right now? I'm answering all questions there, Chris. Chris has a unique style. I told him, was it 5 years ago? Grow your hair long. He was one of the few people I saw potential. It worked for him. But he also does the rocker style, like Good Looking Loser. He follows that guy also. Christopher Williams, I've been working on building my business and about to get business cards. Thank you, player, for those 7 steps. The main thing is not your business cards, but is to get yourself in front of your market. And I'm just learned that last night. As I said, I got 2 books from people that have started their own online personal training businesses. And that's one of the things one of the fellows was talking about. Actually, it was in the 3rd book. And that was on how to, booking yourself solid, pretty much. And he was trained by people who are very successful in their businesses. But they all seem to be saying the same thing. If you're marketing yourself, you got to get yourself in front of the people that need your services or products. Chris, when you talk about conversation, are you using persuasion and sales get what you want? When you talk about conversation, I'm using both. Conversation let's separate the two. There's conversation and there's persuasion. In conversation, I'm conversing. When I start pushing for what I want, then I step into doing sales stuff. Okay? Does that make sense? I don't rush a conversation just so I can push for something either. Like I can see you guys listening to that, then okay, you've talked to her for 5 minutes. Now I'm going to push for what I want. I want to get her number. Now, by the way, fellas, getting laid is all about sales. You're selling yourself to a woman. Every one of you guys are selling yourself to women right now. Whether you're selling yourself as the cool guy, or you're selling yourself as the geek or the nerd or the nice guy to be strung out on dates. You're still selling. Okay? Selling is all it takes to get laid, because salesmen use words. You sell her on getting the phone number. You sell her on the first date. You sell her on going over to your place. You sell her on going into your bedroom. In sales, you have words. You also have nonverbal communication. What resources would you recommend for improving? Improving your conversation? Outside of my own product, you can probably go to Amazon.com and look for conversation. Just type in Amazon's search engine for conversation books. My conversation is normal, but when I want the power, he says. Jay Henry is talking to Remo. And looks like Jay Henry has learned that lesson. Good job, Jay. Chris says, I don't know how to mac that power. My conversation is normal, but when I want the power, I don't know how to. Basically, Chris saying he doesn't have the balls to go for it. There's still some niceness left in him. That's what you're really saying. So there's someone that made a post on my forum. How do I get money out of a female? Let me go get the post. When people post stuff like that, I know that basically they're kind of amateurs. They're weak. They don't know how to open their mouths and speak to women. Let's see how to get money off her. To all the Macs in the room, I need your help. I'm dealing with this girl. We fucked a few times. I can tell she's falling for me. I've been getting the life story, and she's getting real comfortable with me, which means she's giving me her trust and her mind. Because of that, I've been sending her mind-fucking messages. I've been fucking her good thanks to Supreme's products. She lives by herself and is going to school around my area. Her parents are paying for her and are very well off. I want to start to get some money off this girl. I have a car but can't pay the insurance as my sister got it raised due to a car crash. I guess people do double insurance. I didn't realize families could do that. I don't know anything about that. Jovina pays for my insurance. Before that, I just had my own insurance. But anyway, he just wanted to, get some money off of her. And what I told him was, I take it you can't open your mouth to the female and say, hey, remember when you said you could help? Well, I need your help, baby. I need your help with. And I explained there's no magic method of getting female to break bread with you. You just have to have the balls to open your mouth and ask, and you shall receive. And that's really the truth of the matter. So with Chris here, he just has to open his mouth, have the balls to want to wield the power and not be afraid of it, and go for it. Like girls do not walk over me, but I'm not above them, like you say. He says, like girls do not walk over me, but I'm not above them. So you feel powerless, Chris. He writes, I ask like my girls fold my clothes and make the bed, yeah. But I heard you talk about girls falling in love with you. I want that. Okay. What does that have to do with macking the power? You're talking about two different things. There are girls that will fall in love, like the needy chicks. They fall in love real fast. As we just looked at with the previous question I read. Okay. Needy chicks will fall in love fast. Hold on. Let's twist this over here a little bit. Okay, Joey, you can walk on by. When you do the stuff of let me teach you how to get a girl to stick to you. I talked about it in a previous video. When you have flavor to your personality, that makes you different than other dudes. When you fuck her real well to where she can't get another nut, when you add to the fact that you fuck with her mind during sex, she will fall into a state of love with you. She becomes addicted. Okay? So those three things. Now, part of that personality is you gotta have the ability to be dominant and dominate her. So you gotta have the flavor, you gotta have the sense of humor, you gotta have the domination, right? You gotta be willing to take the power and control her. There's gotta be a part of you, like with me, he goes, so you don't need the mind fucking stuff in order to be mackish. Mind fucking was my invention. I just happened to come up with it. But I think other pimps, macs, they do it. Just hadn't put a label to it. So I believe that good pimps are always in the bitch's mind. If that makes sense. You need those three to dominate and rule. Okay? Girls fell in love with me. I didn't do any of that with Jovina. I just had my normal personality. And she still fell. I didn't do any mind fucking. I haven't beat her record for nuts with one dude. I said, fuck it. She still fell in love with me. It's because of my personality. I have a very eccentric, off personality in interpersonal relationships. You know, I started, you guys remember a long time ago, I used to flip her lips. Hey, what's that? That's just my personality. I always come in above women. And that causes women to sit in their own place in the relationships with me, which is, at the bottom. I used to clown her, joke with her. Other guys didn't do that. They always put her on a pedestal. So because of my uniqueness, she fell. Remo, I see what you're saying, Jay, but from my personal experience, filling your life positive thoughts doesn't always bring positive results. Actually, it does. You have to believe in them. Somewhere in there, Remo, you've always had doubt. You've always had doubt. Which is why I stopped feeding into all that law of attraction talk. And see, that's what stops most people from becoming successful with it. And look at your life now. Do you think Anthony Robbins doesn't feed himself positive stuff? Look at when he first got started. Did you know he was living in his car? He actually slept in his car. Okay? Look at where he's at now. A house in Hawaii. Glass all over the place, overlooking the ocean. He's worked with presidents. Do you think people like that don't feed themselves positive thought? Or do you think it just happened to them just magically because he was white? There are blacks that achieve great success also. Do you think they don't use positive thoughts? When you look at the people who are successful, they all use the law of attraction. Some of them will attribute it to God. And if that's what makes you feel good, call it God. Do you think God wants you to have negative thoughts in your head or positive? Do you think God put us here to suffer? Or did he not say, be fruitful and multiply like the cattle in the fields? Did Jesus not say, ask and ye shall receive? Chris, you studied hypnosis, right, Spring? Yes, I did. Chris, if you want dominance over women, you got to start being more dominant, okay? Of course I use that in my mind fucking. That's what it is. The key to sexual mind fucking is you got to achieve that state, that inner part of you, and let that inner part of you have a voice. Whatever your inner nature is. You got to tap into that and let it speak. Like my inner nature is actually very religious. Proverbs 31. Go look it up. Proverbs 31. And that's when I start preaching stuff like that, only modernized to women while I was having sex. I was teaching my women, training them. And because of that reason, also I use it in my communication online, my written communications. It's a feeling that you get before you start typing or opening your mouth. A lot of guys don't tap into their inner nature. They just think, okay, Supreme said this. They type, or talk. They don't understand the nature of what I'm talking about. Inner belief is submitting to something beyond yourself. Knowing is taking your power of your mind and project it on yourself, and your universe will follow. Good luck with Remo there, Jay. No offense, Remo, I can only go so far. Talk about it so far with fellas. Either they accept or they don't accept. Eventually, when you expand your mind, there, Remo, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you were to sit like Buddha and meditate in front of a tree, you would get it. I mean, why not have positive thoughts? That, what you said just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want to have negative thoughts? As I look at your, what I know of your life, I can see why you would have negative thoughts in your head. Because of, your experience with women, you're always out there struggling. And that's what's going to keep making you struggle too, by the way. But never mind that. I can see why you say that. And I don't know what to say to get you to come to the positive side. For me, I always like to look at the positive things that I've had in life. Everyone says, that's not what I said. You said you don't feed into all that positive stuff. Let me get your exact words. You said first that the law of attraction has been in your favor most of the time. Okay. With my life experience, those positive thoughts wasn't the end all be all. I see what you're saying, Jay, but from my personal experience, filling your life with positive thoughts doesn't always bring positive results, which is why I stopped feeding into all of that law of attraction talk. I wish they'd never come up with the words law of attraction. I really hate that shit, by the way. Chris, if you guys are struggling with negative thoughts, check out Gorilla Mindset by Mike Cernovic. Jay, they think it's too hard or some extra power. It's so simple. It's effortless. You look up to powerful people or thought. Just simply don't look up to it. Be it. See yourself as a hero in the story. When you start studying the lives of powerful people or successful people, now I'll go back to Anthony Robbins, you see that's what they believe. So if they believe that and they got there, you could apply some of that to your own life and have good stuff come in your life. And as I talked about, there's this thing called intention. When you set your mind on certain thoughts, it comes to you. Everything I talked about in my post, states of being. When you step into a state, like the state of the player, you get the results of a player. It's the simplest thing on the earth. Guys who struggle get, because they have that struggle mentality, they get the struggle. And I know that sounds stupid, it sounds like hogwash shit, but I can't explain it any other way. Now, everybody be quiet. No chit-chatting with other dudes. I'm going to do a teaching moment. Back in early 2000, I wrote a post called State of Beingness. And I wrote, I used to believe that if you pretended to be something, then eventually you will become that thing. Now I've changed in the realization that in order to become that thing, you merely make the decision to achieve that state of being. What that means is for those of you who are trying to be this great player, you merely have to make the choice to be in that state. We make choices of our state of being every day. For example, if you are in the state of being joyful, it's because you chose to be joyful. If you're in a state of being sad, it's because you chose to be sad. If you're in a state of being hurt, it's because you chose to be hurt. If you're in a state of being embarrassed, because you chose to be embarrassed. If you're in a state of being lonely, it is. You got it, and so on. Beingness is a state in which a person is, not an action that you take. A player/seducer is merely a state of being. And that's what I learned. I felt like a player. And because I felt like a player, everywhere I went, I had all this confidence that I carried with me without having even tried about it. I didn't think I've got to be confident. I just was confident. I never thought about confidence. I just was. Okay? So a player/seducer is merely a state of being. When you are in this state, you do certain actions that state causes, such as seduce women. And this simple philosophy it's hard for me to teach it. But when you're a player, as I said, you do as a player does. Like I see people on my forum posting, take for example, how to get money out of a woman. If he was in a state of being a player, he would have never asked that question. He just would have just did it. Yo, babe, why don't you loan me $100? His mouth would have opened. So the people that struggle is because they, as I try to tell you guys, when you wake in the morning, reaffirm that you're a player. How many of you guys actually do that? Remo? I can see Remo doing it. I'm a player this morning. Then he gets his Obama phone and start walking the streets. Sorry, Remo, I gotta have a joke this morning. But seriously, I can see you doing it. I'm a player this morning. You have to feel it. You gotta feel this inside. When you feel inside, Matrix, when what was his name? Nemo, no. The character from the first Matrix, whatever his fuck his name was. When he felt it, he started changing the universe around him. That's the only thing I can relate it to in a movie form. Beingness is a state in which a person is, as I said. In that state, you cannot do happy, you can only be happy. I mean, how do you do happy? You can only be happy. You cannot do sad, you can only be sad. You cannot do rejected, you can only be rejected. So then from each state, you start enacting it outwardly. When you feel rejected, you start acting outwardly this feeling. It's not the cart before the horse. We all make choices on which state of being that we are in. I made the choice some time ago to stay in the state of being, and I use the word, a lover. This is what I meant when I said, when I wake up, I put my game face on and I wear it all day long. It is because I exist in this state of being, which is a mistake that a lot of players on this board are not doing. And this was on the Pimps Network. This is why I see so many posts on this girl did this to me or that. A lot of Caucasian and lower level black dudes found their way in there and they were having dating problems. I don't know why they would go to a Pimps forum, to ask pimps for a dating advice. It was the dumbest shit they could do, but whatever. Some this or that to me, or I cannot seem to close the deal, help me. It is because these guys are not existing in a state of being a player. It is because these guys made the choice to be in the state of something else, which is opposite of what their goal is. Like, they're in that normal state. When you wake in the morning, you got to check yourself. What state are you in when you wake up in the morning? Oh, fuck, another day. Oh, I got to catch the train to work, Remo. Oh, I got to deal with these motherfucking people. That's the state you're probably in. Why'd you start with something positive? Like, I'm a player. I'm going to play life till the motherfucking wheels fall off. Change that and get up out of the bed feeling like a player. A player's energy. Cool and smooth. Strut to the fucking bathroom. Take that morning piss and shit or whatever. And take your nasty ass in the shower and shower up your funky ass. Like a player. I was watching Grimm last night. And they had this episode where this one creature was trying to get revenge on them. And they're all in this resort. And he spit something in their drinks and took their hair follicles from each person and mixed them up so they would fall in love with someone else. They're all there with their women. They fell in love with someone else. Of course, they had the Asian guy, Cho, being single, and then the black guy being single. But the black guy fell in love with himself because he got 2 drinks. And they were playing that, the song, and he was looking at himself in the mirror. Well, you got to be in love with yourself pretty much. That's how you want to feel. I love myself. And what most people suffer from is a lack of self-love. That's where your low self-esteem comes from. That's where your fear comes from. You don't love yourself. Now, pimps, if you know pimps, they love themselves. They learn that lesson. But they do it too much. They go too far with it. But you do want to have self-love for yourself. As one of your states you want to get into. So that's why I say, get in the state of being a player. So that way you're looking for opportunities. You're always looking for opportunities because that's what your intention is. When you set your intention, you start changing the universe around you. You also set your mind. Just as someone who starts a business, I have the intention of starting this business. If we take Remo's ideology, okay, he has the intention of starting business. He got all these negative thoughts. You sit there, you don't do anything. except dwell in your negativity. Or you try something and it fails and you say, oh, fuck it. But when you set your intention to become successful, you will find that you will have more opportunities come your way. Like you might get a phone call, you might run into somebody on the streets that could hook you up. That's how the universe works. We're all 7 degrees of separation. All of us are 7 degrees of separation. We could count somewhere than 7 people. We have a connection within our own little universe around us. Okay? So I said the mistake a lot of players on this board are making is they're not doing that. They don't reaffirm who they are in the morning. They don't define themselves. If you don't define yourself, then the universe can define you for you. Your inner thoughts will define everything for you. I wrote, that is why I see so many posts. Yeah, I did that. Okay, so I wrote, it's also funny that when you choose to make a change, it is when shit really hits the fan. In order to be in a state of something, the opposite must be present also. For example, in order for it to be hot, there must be cold. In order for it to be something tall, there must be something short. In order to be a player, there needs to be something show up that is just the opposite. That's where we have our player haters, our feminists. Now I'm talking about, what you experience in your life as a player. That's why I wrote, life has a way of testing you. Of course, women will show up suddenly to challenge your state of being. When you reaffirm you're a player, life is going to send something your way to challenge that, see if it can knock you off. When you pass life tests, you get to enjoy the fruits and the rewards of it. So it looks like when Remo, if he was serious about that, I tried that positive stuff, feeding into that positive stuff. Life sent him a test, and he didn't pass the test. Do you guys want me to continue my lesson? Let's see if you guys were chit-chatting like little fags. Let's see. Looks like Michael Nolan showed up. Some people can show up and pull you guys out of the state of learning. Now, if Michael pulled you out of the state of learning, then that's your fault. As I said, you guys should have shut up. You should have been listening and learning. They say they think it's too hard. Some extra power. Okay, I've done that. I don't stay in a negative mindset. I don't think you stay in a negative mindset either, Remo. But when you lead with the positive actions and get negative results, what's a person supposed to expect? Expect life to test you. What, you think life ain't gonna test you? Huh, Remo? Even the Bible says God's gonna test you. Test your faith. Jay Henry, if you like comics or movies, don't read it from the perspective of you observing someone else's life. Step into the story and see yourself as a person. That's actually how I read books. That's why I read so slowly. Looks like you guys didn't get my lesson. Michael Nolan, I'm going to the club later on. Good. Chris, talk to Remo, get whatever. Chris, when you take control of yourself, okay, you guys are talking. And then Mike comes up with some freaky shit. It's good to find anal freak. Okay, whatever, Mike. I think he talks about when you whack off, your energy is drained, but just true. How many of you guys understood what I just talked about? There are 14 people watching. Only 4 of you guys are talking. How many of you guys understood what I was fucking talking about? Or did it go over your head? Let's say you went out, got dissed all night. You feel like shit now. You believe you lost your game. I say that you allowed yourself to become this way. You fell out of your center of power or state of being. I actually made this when I was on So Suave. That's when I created this post. Because I saw all these guys having all this trouble. It wasn't the pimps that was actually So Suave. And I saw all these guys having all this trouble. They went out and they always talk about they got a girl and they reverted back to old AFC self. That's because they didn't become something. They just wore a mask of something. So anyways, I said a true Don Juan player, pimp, whatever you want to, stays in a center. Nothing can pull him off it. So like with Remo, he tried the positive stuff. He went out there, life tested him. He didn't stay in the center of power. He let life push him off. And the easier you are to push off, the more tests you will have to endure. It's like a part of your mind wants to test you and fuck you up. You can call it that if you want to believe in the universe out there testing you. Believe it is a part of your mind that's programmed for negativity. If we watch news, that's nothing but negativity. We read stuff, you get nothing but negativity. We live in a negative world. So we have a negative energy in our mind that's going to seek to fuck us up all the time. How's that? If that works for you, Remo. So there's going to be a part of your mind that's always going to try to fuck you up and test you. As I tried to teach you guys, your biggest challenge is not the females out there. Your biggest challenge is your shadow self. That part I'm just now talking about. That always got to fuck with you. Always got to fuck you up. Always got to bring you out of your power. Now, let me finish. As I said, a true pimp player or whatever stays the center, nothing can pull off it. Women will sense this power in you, and some of them will try to test you. Not all. I got one test from Jovina that I could consider a test. She wasn't aware she did it. When she did that chest scratch guy.
Oh. Making the bed. Leave me alone.
Yeah, make the bed. Chest scratch guy. After that, no more tests. When you pass her test, you win the rewards. She can trust you to be man enough to handle her. Now, these are subconscious things that women aren't even aware of that they do when they start doing all the test stuff. But I found that life also tests you. Or let's say in Remo's ideology that a part of your personality will make sure, or of your mindset will cause shit to happen to test you. And as I said, you need to welcome each opportunity as a chance to learn and prove yourself. Not fall down and whine about it. This board should be chock full of your successes, not your failures, to stay centered. I said that the opposite of your state will show up whenever you try to achieve a certain state. Are you guys still chatting? Am I wasting my fucking time? As I said, the opposite will show up when you try to achieve a certain state of being. So when you try to become this player, life's going to try to push you off out of that whole state of being. In our situation, those opposites don't have to come from women either. You know, so other people will start giving you shit about what you're doing and stuff like that. And I had so many people try to push me out of my player state back in my early 30s. I was openly dating these two. I was dating Susie and Susan. And I had Kathy P on the side. And then, fuck. I can't remember her name. She committed suicide, and I can't remember her name. Damn. That's old age for you. It'll come to me. But I also was messing with her. Let me just continue. So I had people around me give me shit. That's why I like that song by Bobby Brown. Why people always talking about me? Tell me why. It made me feel good. They were trying to push me out of my power. I was growing my power as a player. And you guys recall me saying that after Susie cheated on me, I said two can play that game, and I became a player after that. I dropped my nice guy shit. I dropped my stupid beliefs I had about women, that they were on this pedestal of perfection, that they wouldn't cheat on you. You know, I'll do like my own goddamn family. Anyway, that they wouldn't do shit like that to you. that once you had sex with them, that they would be yours and you get to love them. I woke up and became a man. And I became a player. Okay? But I had the opposite show up, trying to push me off my game. When you stick to your guns, all those challenges will disappear and fade away. You will attract new friends because your old friends will find you repulsive. You guys have experienced that. I've heard that. I've seen those kind of posts on my forum. You know, my friends don't like it. Remember Tall Mr. Negative? What did he tell that girl? Chris changes girls like he changes underwear. Why would you want to be with him? Yeah. I wrote, there is a guy who has posted recently at another site about how he lost his ex-girlfriend. He is stuck in a state of being, feeling loss. It is his choice to be there. So when your chick bails on you, it's your choice to be in that state. But how do I handle depression? It's your choice to be depressed. You chose to be depressed. You made a choice. I'm going to be depressed. It is his choice to be there. As I said, several people who were in the opposite state suddenly started communication on his thread. What good did it do? None. It is only because he chooses so. It is his choice, and we need to leave it be at that. Until he chooses otherwise, he will stay there. We have challenged him. Without thoughts and ideas. But his resolve is to stay strong and stay as he is. There was a guy that was stuck on stupid. He wouldn't wake up to the fact and grow from it. He chose to stay depressed. Okay. I'm going to stop there and get back to chit-chatting now. Dupree, damn, Thomas Negative was a snake. Yeah, he ended up being a snake. I think I talked about how my mom was in the convalescent hospital one time, and he was there. So I stopped in to see him. And he lost his leg to diabetes, so he only has one leg now. He's got a prosthetic on the other leg. And he's still trying to push. He's learning about positive mindsets now. Exactly, Michael. We got to have a positive mindset. Who's short Mr. Negative? That would be my acquaintance named Mark. And Mark is a very negative individual. He has to smoke weed in order to be positive or to be normal. I stopped him from getting his rifle and sniping on people once. That's how far gone he was going. His trouble with white people there, Michael. He's a small individual, and he runs into situations with, like racist types all the time.
But isn't he a bit of an instigator?
Yeah, he kind of instigates too, yeah. That's right. But so did Thomas Negative. Thomas Negative always ran into trouble with white folks at his jobs, getting fired. He didn't know how to get along. Did he have his height issues in the clubs? Short Mr. Negative went to the club with me once. He didn't go to nightclubs. He couldn't dance. He danced like a white dude. Like a white guy. He had no rhythm. And he's my complexion. His father was half white and half black, with blonde hair and a ponytail. His dad smoked weed. That was disgusting. He smoked weed. Surprisingly, though, his mom was kind of light-skinned, but he didn't come out light-skinned. I could never figure that out. But it happens. Anyway, someone says, Dupree, damn, he was crazy as shit using sniper. Yeah, he was saying, I'm going to go up on the tower there and start shooting people. He was so pissed off one day. I had to calm him down. Okay, the disoriented hobo. Hey, bro, don't like how you disrespected my manhood I came to you for help. Well, come to me like a man then. I don't like your screen name, the disoriented hobo. I don't like the avatar that you're using. It's disrespectful to black people. What race are you? I've been wanting to talk to you. What race are you? And can you prove it? Because a lot of white guys will do that. They'll pretend to be black. I don't know why they do that, but they'll pretend to be black, and then you find out when they push come to shove, they were just pretending. I had one do that on my forum just to try to win an argument. And then he realized after I demanded his photos, he bowed out. And he thought I would forget that he lied about what race he was. So, disoriented hobo, I'm talking to you. I know that's Dave Chappelle. You think I didn't know Dave Chappelle? That ashy, he had that jar with a pickle in it. What do you guys think I'm 80 fucking years old or something?
Where he's supposed to be a crackhead?
Yeah, the crackhead guy, yeah. I love the Chappelle Show. Darkness falls. Remember that one? I used to say that to my ex-wife. Darkness. Although she wasn't dark-skinned necessarily. She was a little bit lighter than I am. So, Dupree, now that you know I know who that is, I'm asking why. Because there's been white guys that use that and similar avatars. And now he's gone silent. I asked him what race he was. So if he's a low self-esteem black, because he called himself, look at his screen name. You guys name yourself. When you name yourself stuff like that, that tells me a lot about you. The disoriented hobo. So I don't see any manhood there to disrespect. You have no manhood, dude. But you did come to me for help. And I believe I did answer your question. Now, when I shit on you like this, see, I'm not this white guy that's going to ruffle your hair and say, it'll be okay, Billy. I'm a black dude. I respond like a black dude. Old black guys. Okay? When we see something stupid, we're going to say something about it. Your screen name is stupid. And your avatar, I don't like your avatar. So obviously, instead of learning from what I said to you and make yourself better, you got your feelings hurt. Now, what kind of man is that? What's that new word? Snowflake?
Yeah.
That's me in a Halloween costume and didn't think YouTube was that serious. Well, you're in a serious motherfucker's channel. I'm serious heart attack about what I'm teaching. I'm very serious. I'm trying to teach guys to have better self-esteem and confidence about themselves. I'm going to call you Chris Jr. because I don't like your screen name. Chris Jr.? I'm trying to teach you how to be a better man so you go out there and attract goodness into your life. I don't want to see you come in feeling down. That's why we refuse to talk about that Kent guy and that savvy guy. The savvy guy is savvy guy, he hates being black. I hate being black. I'm ugly. He's not even ugly. At Jovine, look at him. He's okay looking. I don't do that negative shit. Because I went through that myself. So I try to steer other blacks into a positive state. That's why I teach you our real history, Jovina.
Very important to remember. You're only as ugly as you feel and make yourself out to be.
She said, you're only as ugly as you feel and make yourself out to be. I'm demonstrating her movements.
Well,
so,
do all that.
My question to you, now that you know why I said what I said, are you going to learn from it? I didn't think YouTube was that serious. There is some serious shit on YouTube. I don't know what you watch there, Chris Jr. I watch some serious shit. If you look at my videos, you see that I got a truck camper. From watching videos, other serious videos, I figured out how to build a bed for the back of that truck. I went and got some piece of paper. I drew it out. I measured out what I wanted. And I went to the Lowe's, got the wood. Their saw was broken, so I went to Jovina's dad because he's got the right saws. And then we had the hand saw. We cut everything out, and I came home, got the screws, put that shit together. Serious videos. See, I don't watch YouTube, the fluff shit on YouTube, except I do watch cheaters. That can be kind of serious too. Because these girls and guys, they're really getting hurt by this, but there were times I was watching cartoons every now and then, but I tend to watch serious shit, man. Michael Nolan says it's odd hot chicks rejected me because I was awkward. That's not nothing odd about that, Michael. That's how it should be. Why would a hot chick be with some awkward fuck? I don't want to be around you if you're awkward, man. That's embarrassing to me, man. Well, just looking for help. You PUAs take life. I'm not a PUA. Okay? I asked you one question. You haven't answered me yet. What race are you? So I know how to communicate with you. If you're a white guy, I'll be a little bit softer on you. Black fellas, I'm just like their daddy. Because our mentality is a little bit harder. The way we're brought up is a little bit harsh. So we're a little bit tougher mentally. I never thought the PUAs took life seriously. I don't think they even talk about life. I think Owen talks about life, actually. But PUAs, how do you know PUAs take life? Black. That's me. Yeah, you said that, yeah. Okay, so you get the harsh treatment. I don't know where you came from. I know there are some soft, moist blacks out there who grew up no fathers. So maybe it's about time you had a daddy. Chris Jr. And I can be nice, because this world out there is hard, especially if you live in America. You won't be coddled when you get out there into the world. So you might as well start hardening your ass up now. Oh, God, Mike. They need emotional tension from the guy. God, Mike, man, shit. Oh, I can't wait till I get to goddamn Ireland. India's a nice guy thing going. I agree. India, a lot of Asians have it. Chris Jr., what is your problem? What do you need help with? Sorry, I missed that. That was me in the costume. That was my bad. I'm waiting for Chris Jr. to answer my question. Alex C. Preem, what's good? Are you at all fearful of the dam spills out that way? I'm not even aware of. Jovina, are you aware of any dam spills in Sacramento area?
Not in Sacramento, no.
No, not in Sacramento.
We would have heard it.
Hmm?
We would have heard about it. We lived
Yeah. We don't even have a dam out here. Actually, there's Folsom Dam.
Yeah, but it's been overflowing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of the rain, but it's not.
How to get my girl back and keep her because you're that dude. That's right. I remember what you said. You said you looked at her, sternly and in the eyes, and then you got physical with her, you put your hands on her. Can I give you some truth? May I have your permission to give you some truth about when a girl says it's over? First, before I talk to you about any possibility of getting her back. Let's see. What a girl wants to feel, what it means to be an alpha male, what kind of girls for your team. When she says it's over. This was written by a woman, and I've done this report several times when I was on the site So Suave. And it's titled, When She Says Goodbye. Chris Jr., listen very carefully. This woman writes, it breaks my heart every time I see one of you guys post a how do I get her back thread. It's sad. You guys are sad. The saddest thing is you probably didn't even do anything wrong. Not so in your case. You put your hands on her and you got all weird. Let me tell you something that might help you move on. She ain't coming back. She's already made up her mind and cut the ties. It's not fair, it's not pretty, but the truth rarely is. Here's a few items that may help explain things. Number one, women think about their relationships 90% of the time. Especially since we are told sent from the cradle that men don't understand a damn thing about love and relationships. We wonder where the relationship is going, where it is, where it was, about every possible direction it can go. She thinks about you as a potential husband, you guys listen to this, father, lover, and will you dump her if she gets cancer? This is how women think, right from the horse's mouth. Are you guys paying attention? Are you going to back engineer what I'm saying? She'll question you every second you're with her, and more so when you're not. Number two, women, now this applies to you, Chris Jr., never forget. Never, ever. You said something as a joke. She said she's fine with it, and that should be your first warning. In woman speak, the word fine defines like this: furious inside, never ending. So think about when Chris Jr. struck his woman. As he said, he got physical with her. Or even got, put his hands on her, choked her, or shook her, as Chris Rock talked about. I may not put my hands on a girl, but I'll shake the shit out of her. Whatever he did, he put his hands on her, though. And think about all the times, if you guys remember his post. He's being calmed by looking meanly at her, sternly in her eyes. Even though he would hold the door open for her. He did some gentleman stuff, but then he did this stuff. So they never forget. She will be dragging crap up from 30 years ago to throw in your face now. Does this mean walk on eggshells to prevent upsetting her? Hell no. But when she says she's fine with something and you suspect otherwise, call her on it. Tell her, don't ask, tell her, so you're really all right with this. You aren't pissed at me. And you aren't going to drag this up later on. Is that right? If she says yes, then don't tolerate her dragging up that item. She agreed, she was fine with it, and would move on from it. Women don't like getting their feelings hurt. You may relate to this. Women don't like getting their feelings hurt. She goes, really? We really don't like hurting you. Sorry, women don't like to hurt your feelings. You're correcting that. Women don't like to hurt your feelings. Obviously, this girl didn't care. She broke up with you. We really don't like hurting you. That's why I think we should take a break, or we should break up line always hits you from out of left field. You never saw it coming because she never mentioned 2 weeks ago that she was thinking about it. She didn't want to hurt your feelings. A lot of you guys, you got sensitive feelings. When she says, maybe we should take a break, you guys will overreact. Yes, Jovina. Yes. They're snowflakes. And don't. She didn't want to hurt your feelings. This is especially true if she thinks it wasn't your fault for the breakup. She also says, her last point was, when she says over, it's over. By the time she decides it's over, it's over. She has thought about 197 reasons that you two shouldn't be together anymore. And I'm sure, Chris Jr., you've heard some of those reasons your girl told you why you two shouldn't be together. And you can relay those to us, and I'm not going to finish it because I've already done this before. So, he says, that's not true. She still loves me and never hit her, only tap her to assert my manhood. No one is going to disrespect my manhood. Well, first of all, you don't really have manhood. What you think is your manhood is actually a little boy trying to be a man. Okay? This is coming from an older black male to a young black male. And I know you young black males don't like to listen. Many of you didn't have a father. 75% of you don't have fathers to tell you how to teach you how to be a man. But I'm trying to teach you how to be a man, son. And what you're showing is not manhood. Like you go, no one disrespect my man. What's that black thing? No one disrespect my manhood. Don't disrespect me. Why don't you guys shut the fuck up and learn something from an old head, as you call us. And Darren D is right. She should feel your manhood. It should come naturally. You're trying to force yourself on her. You have some ideology that you got to be this weird guy, and you said you tapped her, only tap her to assert your manhood. Let me give you, you're black. You know what black pimps are, right? They're like the highest part of the dating game. You respect pimps, right? And pimps say you should pimp with your mind, not your hands. Never go gorilla on them. We got to put your hands on them, okay? Same way with men. You shouldn't have to put your hands on them. So if you even had to do all that, she was pushing against you, testing your ass, bucking up against you because you didn't have control firmly established. But you're obviously a boy, and you're trying to be this man guy, and nobody taught you how to be a man properly. Respect is earned. Chris Jr., respect is earned. Not talking to you. Mind your business. There, see, you're getting argumentative. Dupree says, "Why mess with a woman that's disrespectful in the first place?" You got the message wrong there, Alex. He's talking about pushing a woman, putting your hands on her. I believe. Women respect who you are as a man. When you're a man and you have manhood, you do things as a man. And the Bible said, when I was a child, I played as a child. I spake as a child. I acted as a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish things and walked as a man, acted as a man, spake or spoke as a man. What you just spoke to me like is not a man. Your women should respect you, and you shouldn't have to force it from them. It should come naturally. It's part of your personality. It's part of your character. I hope you're learning from what I'm saying. I hope you're soaking up the knowledge in the game that I'm trying to give to you. And I'm serious as a heart attack about the game. That's the old black saying, serious as a heart attack. I'm serious as a heart attack about game. I don't want to play with it. I want to joke with it. I'm not going to belittle it. I'm going to respect the game. But I see you as a young black that needs to be turned around a bit. And I know it's hard out there. being a young African American. It's hard as fuck. So you got to come up harder. When you become a harder individual, when you learn to respect yourself as a man, others are going to respect you. You can't do that black thing. Don't disrespect me. It's got to be earned. When you respect yourself, you'll find others will start to respect you as well. Are you understanding, Chris Jr.? Start with changing your name. You're not a hobo. You're not disoriented. Why would you even begin to put that kind of energy on yourself? Are you living in someone's garage? Are you living on the streets? Are you wandering around like a hobo? Why would you even demean yourself with the ashy, excuse my language, fellas, the ashy nigger look? Excuse me for using the N-word. I don't like to use it. But that's what his avatar suggests to me. Why would you put that out there to white folks to see? They already see enough bad about our race as it is. You know how the media programs think that we're all ghetto trash, that we just kill each other. What about black on black crime? What, are you going to go silent now? Start by changing your name to something more positive. You probably want to put your own name in there. Like your name really is Chris's Journeys, because life is a journey. Something like that is a little bit more positive. I would never call myself something demeaning, ever. You demean yourself through your name, your screen names, fellas. There's some guy that called himself shit or something like that, and I just knew that dude had no self-esteem. Some weird dude. When guys come to my forum, I always look at their screen names, and I'll make a comment about it. Case in point, let me... The one and only. That's a good screen name. No Veil. Regaining Power. That would be Curtis. He's getting his power back. As an example of screen names from my forum. GMK Premier. Premiering. Excuse me.
Okay?
Yeah. When you call yourself something, that's the signal you're sending out to the universe. This is me. Okay? So all you guys with the fucked up screen names, you might want to rename yourself. Now some of you guys use foreign names, like Dupree, Vom. That's obviously a European, something European or something. I have no idea what it means. But I'm sure it's not something bad. It's probably his name. Uh, 749er says Ike Turner style. He said he didn't put his hands on it like that. Let me see. You Jelly, the man I wanted to talk to. Well, I'll talk to you in just a minute there, Jelly. This story said, it's just for laughs. Girls like to laugh. Seems like you need a chuckle chill out, bro. Life not that serious. You guys see what I gotta deal with the young blacks? It's no wonder so many young blacks are so fucked up. This is what I gotta deal with, fellas. I'm trying to get him to change his name to something more positive. Think how girls would see if he had a name like becoming successful, growing success, versus I want the girls to laugh at me. And he doesn't even see it. So obviously, we cannot communicate here. There's no lesson I can teach him that will help him. So, you jelly. Nomadic entrepreneur sounds better than disoriented hobo as an example. I agree. You jelly. To you and Cool Teddy, I want to offer the two of you a month of online training with me. I will send you a diet program and a workout. I want you guys to work out at home. If you have a gym, that's cool. You can figure it out, but work out at home. If you have 20 pound, 15 pound, 12 pound, and 8 pound dumbbells, that's pretty much all you need. Also a step platform. You go to use equipment store, get a step platform. You don't need to buy a bench, because we'll use more of the step platform, a lot of different creative stuff. We use stuff around the house, like a chair for your shoulder presses. So if you want to, I want to train you for a month, my style. If you want to, say yes, and we'll get you hooked up. I know you have that thyroidism, but this won't interfere with any medicine that you're on. Disoriented hobo is just for laughs. Jason Supreme, my girl slapped the life out of me. What? She slapped the shit out of you, huh? She slapped the East Indian out of you. And the black jumped out. Bitch, what the? Some of these chicks need hands on them. I disagree. Obviously, she was done to respect him that way. Also, I recommend you guys study Aikido, because that's how you can handle that real fast. They learn real quick not to do that. You ain't got to even hurt them. It's just a soft, gentle, for example, grab them here and twist their wrist. Hey, down they go. Sometimes it takes a little bit of pain. Like, I love the one where they grab you and you grab the wrist and you twist it that way, and it takes them to the ground. I'm referring to when we play around. Like, Jovina, she will play around a little bit. And I do an Aikido move on her. Oh, my wrist. Right, Jovina? Disoriented. I don't think I can teach you. If you're not willing to listen to what I'm saying, and you come back with, chill out, bro. Life not that serious. I have just one more question to you, because you said life's not that serious. And you're a young black dude. Do you smoke weed? Actually, you know what? Forget it. I doubt you'll give me the whole story in that anyway. Like you said, you just tapped her. I've never seen a black guy just tap. That's a tap. No. That's a tap. I'm sure you slapped the shit out of her. And then you said she still loves you. If she loves you, she would be with you. So obviously, you're living your life through some false narrative that you got going on in your head. You're not going to tell anybody the real truth of what's going on. Again, if she loves you, she'd be with you. I've watched cheaters, and some of these girls get cheated on, they go right back to the dude. And they always say, but I love him. I'll give him another chance. Your bitch didn't love you because she didn't give you another chance. after you did that stupid shit on her. So we got 21 people watching this morning. What's going on, fellas? I'm spending some time chit-chatting this morning, trying to teach. You Jelly, I'm waiting for your answer. I guess I need to scroll down. Sorry. Supreme. Hell yeah. How do we start? Okay. Send me your email address on the Facebook. Don't put it out here. And I will send you the diet program and your first workout for Monday. I need a before photo, and then we'll need an after photo as well. So just take a photo of you standing there, full body shot. You don't have to be nude. Also, your beginning weight, and we'll take your ending weight. It'll just, see what you're going to lose. My workouts are cardio weight training workouts. We're not going to try to build big muscles. They're just going to be used to help push your heart rate into a higher realm, and also tone the muscles at the same time. That's why I said you need some 20s. You're a pretty big guy, so you probably would want like 30 pounds for your bench presses. Nothing too heavy, just enough to get the heart moving and get some tone going on there. So 30s, 20s, 15s, down to 8s if you could. If you don't have them at home, then you probably might want to work out at the gym. I prefer you work out at home because that's what I designed my workouts for, is for home workouts, using simple equipment that you have. You really don't even need a step platform. If you have like a riser, like in my living room, if you look here, you see the riser there? That could be a step platform for you. Like I do a step routine, up and down, okay? Or you have a step outside on your porch. I use it for doing one-legged squats as well. The back foot up on the higher end, the front foot forward. So you can look at that, doing that outside. But if you go to like a used equipment place, get a step platform. That's what they use to teach step aerobics with. Okay. That's all you'll need, and I'll send you your first workout. It's already done. Full body workout. Go at your own pace, but I don't believe in breaks until between we'll work a thigh, your chest, and probably your back. Then we'll work your thigh, your shoulders, then a leg, and arm exercises. We'll do it like that. This dude says, Chris Stewart says, so you get physical too, but tell me not to? I don't get physical to hurt my women, to beat them up. My girlfriend and I, we play a lot, okay? Like, I'll flip her lips, and she go, don't, and I'll grab her hand, here. Well, actually, I used to. She don't go like that anymore. I studied Aikido, so I know how to do it to disarm a female so that they can't hit you again. We'll wrestle, and I know how to twist her arm into locks. That's play. So don't. Jovina, have I ever put my hands on you?
No.
There you go. Said no.
Who's asking?
This guy named Distorted Hobo. He apparently put his hands on his woman. And I was describing how, remember how I used to, like do an Aikido move on you? Like,
Oh.
It's been a long time.
That's not the same.
Yeah, we were playing. We were like,
We're messing around.
Yeah, we're messing around. As she just said. Don't smoke weed, don't like feeling high. Oh, thank God there's hope for you. Hello, Supreme. I got a question. How do I become more decisive? By making the decision to become more decisive. To set your intention every day to become more decisive. What are you trying to become decisive for? Interesting question. Michael Nolan, Supreme, when you did the freaks, did you ever do ATM with them. What is ATM? To me, that's an ATM machine where you go get cash. Matthew Thomas. Like weighing the pros and cons of a decision. Oh, okay. How do I make a decision and stick with it? You mean you'll make a decision and then go back on the decision? I can't really answer that for you. Because if I made a decision, I stuck with it. Like if there's a female that I had to get rid of, I knew she was going to fuck up my show, my whole thing, I stuck with that because I knew what was going to happen. I knew the outcome. When you look at the end outcome of your decisions, and it leads to a place you don't want to be or actions you don't want, you shouldn't have a problem. Maybe you need to look further into the future to make yourself become more decisive. Yes, Michael Nolan, playful, creating tension, or whatever. Supreme, I have a membership to LA Fitness. I'll post my email to Facebook. Okay, with LA Fitness, you can grab a step platform, bring it over there near a bench, and do what I'm doing, with a step platform. You really won't need it. For example, you're going to start with kettlebell squats, then do the bench press, and some push-ups. I like to use step platform because it allows you to get your chest down below the level of the block to get a full stretch. Okay? No, he says, you just didn't ask as to mouth. ATM at the moment. I thought it might be. No, it can't be. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, Supreme, when you do the freaks, did you ever do at the moment with them? But what does he mean by at the moment with them? Do you read the question? Supreme, when you did the freaks, and most of them were freaks, did you ever do at the moment with them? He's saying that's like something special. I don't understand. Okay, you jelly. This will be fun. I'll get Cool Teddy's on my forum. Normally he shows up here also, probably with the next hour. I might stay another hour just to see if he shows up. It also required that we're going to meet on Skype. So send me your Skype as well, you jelly. Because I need to, talk to you on Skype. If you ever have questions, we got to meet up. Now my workouts are very leg intensive because that's what gets your heart rate up. I do a lot of leg work. Let me know. Well, I'll ask you on Skype. What kind of injuries you have. How are your knees? Truly Alpha, A Supreme. Did you check out that video? You're the other person I want to talk to. You sent me a video with some faggotry in it, man. I got to the point where this video this guy's talking about opens up this boy. He's jacking off. He's jacking off his bedroom, and he's got a picture he's looking at. Then the father busts in, and I'm sorry, son. And he goes out, and he comes back in, and he sits on the bed. And I noticed some creepy shit going on right then and there. I said, no, it can't be. And then I let the movie play for another minute. And then the boy turns over the photo. I believe it was of his dad he was jacking off to. I stopped the movie right there. I refuse to watch faggotry. I'm a man from the old school. I can't watch homosexuality. Okay? I watched a movie last night. Steakland 2. Of course, they made the black guy a fag. and his boyfriend was this fat, nasty, bearded white guy with a flat ass, and they kissed, and I'd go, ah! I can't watch faggotry, okay? True man here. True men cannot watch that. I don't know how you made it through that, True Alpha. You might want to change that name from Alpha to New Man, because New Men, you guys can watch that shit. I can't watch that shit. I turn that shit off immediately. Okay? I'm not going to recommend the video because there are a lot of young males on there. They've been conditioned to accept faggotry, and they'll probably watch that shit. And it goes contradictive to what I'm teaching here. I'm teaching old school manhood, not this new school where, oh, we're all good. We all have a level of homosexuality to us. And then the faggot is over there scheming on your ass. Yeah, they're saying that shit to you. Why don't you go camping with me? Getting your ass drunk. Then you get your ass busted. No, I don't do that shit, man. Of course, I'm stretching things. Supreme, you have my Skype. That's not a problem. I'll send. Okay, yeah, remind me. It's probably the same name you're using. Inflated ego. Yo, Supreme, how do you stop being a square? I was a square, and I stopped it by being more aware of when I was acting like a square, and I would change myself because I studied acting. Okay, I want to act cool now, and I started looking at the guys who were cool, and I started modeling their behavior. Gum in my mouth, head tilted when I talk to females. You notice when players talk to women, the head's tilted. They got that confidence. They got gum in their mouth, chewing. Head tilted back. So that's how I stopped being a square. That's how I did it. 749, that's dark comment shit. They're actually programming my race, 749, to become more homosexual. There's a lot of information out there. Type into YouTube here, the feminization of black males. And I refuse to fall for that shit. Jason, I guess True disappeared. Well, let me scroll down and see if he's talking yet. At Supreme, how do you get a girl you cheated on back? Trying to get back with the girl that smacked me. Let me give you something from my own life. Because I knew, remember I dealt with freaks, not good girls. So I knew that, this chick, she's a freak. She found out that I had other females. So I was teaching on the Pimps Network. She said, I wrote, this is how I seduce angry bitches with just words. So my point is, you use words. Use words on her, Jason. These are cut and pasted from emails sent back and forth. At the hoes work, they can only email, not IM. That's instant message. I guess it's like DM, as I've just learned. You can tell which one is from the hoe. If you know which of the three types you're dealing with, then you can control them. This bitch is a freak. They love sex. It's their drug. She liked my policy, so it got fired until she emailed me looking for a video, like a story. She wrote to me, you're all cheaters. That's why I can't be with anyone anymore. I can't take the pain. What I say to her, because I knew she was a freak, wanna fuck? That's what I wrote back to her. Wanna fuck? Now, when I wrote those words, I know what happens in a freak's mind. She's having flashes of sexual imagery. She goes, I don't want anyone. I'm through. And I said to her, I know you miss me coming in you, saying stupid shit, like choo-choo. I used to be pounding. I'm coming, babe. I'm coming like a choo-choo train. Choo-choo! I said silly shit when I bust. Jovina laughs, feeling me pounding into you. And I said, choo-choo, to trigger her mind back to what I did. Hopefully you did this type of stuff with your girl, that you could use something to trigger her mind back to it. Hopefully you did the stuff I teach, Jason. I said to her, it's like a drug that seeps under your skin, makes you crave. I used the word crave. And I said, and need. These are powerful words that works in a woman's mind. Makes you think about stuff. And I added choo-choo again, because I'm trying to trigger her mind back to how good that sex was, when we had that sex. She goes, stop. But I said to her next, but you gotta bow down off your pedestal first. You gotta lower yourself down, swallow your fucking pride, and surrender to your needs. That deep, well, satisfied pleasure you get when you're well fucked. You know how it feels when you read my words, because she would read my words and go to the bathroom and jack off. And I said to her, you think about it. Makes you want to jack. Back then, we didn't have that sissy word, a fapping, no fapping. That's a sissy word. I use the old word, jack off. I refuse to accept sissy words. And I said, makes you want to jack, doesn't it? That's a sales word. Don't it? Isn't it true? Wouldn't you agree? You can feel that need starting right now. And I edit out her name. My hands squeezing your ass. My weight on top of you. Remember what that feels like? You always the desire to be with your daddy. I like girls call me daddy back then. Even when you're mad at your daddy, I can feel you again inside of me. I took out her name because I always like to use a woman's name because it triggers her mind as well. I can feel your needs making me throb. You will come, and I use the word C-U-M, home now. I said to her, she didn't say anything. Silence. Go on, I said back to her, go on, type the words and send it. She says to me, that's not what I'm thinking. I just want to tell you. That's all. And I said to her, you know what you're craving right now. You could feel it throbbing down there. That desire to fuck. Just fuck with no attachments. She says to me, what do you mean? You know what I mean, I said to her. She goes, this is where she starts submitting. You don't want me back, so be quiet. You know me very well. And that's what you got to do, is know your women well, Jason. So you know how to talk to them. Hopefully you've done everything I've taught you. You know your woman's fantasies. You know how to mind fuck her. That's how you get her back on the team, is you start mind fucking her. Get her turned on so that she wants to fuck. And she goes, and I know that. So be quiet. She goes, I'm on my period anyways. You know you hate that. I don't fuck women on their periods. I go see someone else. And I said, fuck the period. You know you want your daddy back in your life. Now that we understand each other. She goes, no, I don't. I said, come and lay in my bed. Her name. Come home to daddy. You know you want me. You can feel my words when you read them. This is how I'd say it if I was talking to her also. You know, so my voice got really low. That's how I used to talk to girls, this low voice. That's almost like it's out of breath. That's a very sexual voice, so you guys should be paying attention and try to emulate what I'm doing, how I'm saying it, almost in a whisper. That's how I talk to females. Feel my, come home and lay in my bed. Come home to daddy. You know you want me. You can feel my words when you read them. Talking to you. Making you crave and need. You know who you really belong to, bitch. I don't recommend you guys use the word bitch. That was just me back then. Okay? I don't use the word anymore. She goes, stop. Obviously, my words were getting all up in her head. And I know she went to the bathroom and jacked off. I'm sure, and I know she did. She would jack off by rubbing her legs together. That would move her clit. She told me that. How did I know that? She told me that. I got her life story. I got everything out of her. What it took to motivate her, to move her, to manipulate her. And I said to her, I would bet that you cannot think about me fucking you for 1 full minute. Every time you try not to, that is what you will think. I'm programming her mind to think about that with this challenge. You will try not to think about my big dick pounding into your little white pussy. Big dick, little white pussy. Words. Taking you. Sexual words. Taking you. Women like to be taken. I still have your video from last time. First time she came over, I had my boy Craig in the closet videotaping us fucking. Wild times, don't ask about it. And I said, go on. Try it for 1 full minute, bitch. What did you say? Stop. A minute later, I said, did you make it for a full minute? I bet you didn't. I could feel it in your writing. And then I couldn't find one of her emails. I couldn't find one of mine. And I said, I know you miss me coming in you, feeling me pounding into you. She goes, you always make me smile. That's for sure. I said, you're not mad at me anymore. We understand what the other is about, and everything is in the open. All you gotta do is get back on my team. I said the words, my team. So type the words of surrender. Her name. Come and get fucked by your daddy. You know, I know you very well. I can feel your need in each word that you type. Just go and type the words. Send it. I was like the snake in the Garden of Eden with women. I whispered words to them during sex. I said shit like this to them over emails. I said, you know your daddy needs you. She typed, daddy. That's surrender right there, fellas. She typed daddy. And I said, you belong to me, Kay. Every thought you take, I'm in it. I know you know this truth. I'm your drug, baby girl. Come and get your fix. Now, guys have copied me. I hate when they do that. They try to use it on the girl. I knew this woman. She was a sexual freak. And she was a doctor. She goes, you're so sweet to me. Thank you for not hating me after I fucked up. I reversed that motherfucking game in her head. She now fucked up. I'm fucking other women, but she now fucked up by acting up. Okay? Can I come see you after my period is over? I'm really feeling bad today. I was heartless back then. Don't be like me. That part I'll have to teach you. Don't be like me. I was heartless. But I'd like to come by this afternoon and say hi before I leave. How's your schedule today? So I don't care how bad you feel, I said to her. I'll make you feel better in my arms, and you know this. You still want me, she says? I'm very surprised. Honey, I can't leave here. I have too much work to finish up, and Wendy is here. I almost fucked her not coworker, but the girl that worked for her named Wendy, because she was liking me. And she was having trouble in her marriage, and she was doing stuff for me. I put Wendy to work. There was something called PowerPoint back then. This is in the early 2000s, so, beginning PowerPoint. She did some PowerPoint shit for me. Shut up.
Where is he? Come here.
And I said to her, she said, you have been having unprotected sex, haven't you? What do you say to that? I do want to be with you, though. I've missed you. I said, I haven't been having unprotected sex, bitch. You know this. I started using condoms back then. Plus, you need to learn how to give me head the right way now, don't you? True, I'll be there in an hour. Is that okay? Fine, I said. As I wrote, another one bites the dust to real pimping. You got to know the mind of who you're dealing with and what their needs and wants are. Fellas, you got to know the mind of who you're dealing with, what their needs and wants are. As I said, this bitch needs sex all the time. She wanted one-on-one, and I don't do that. She gave the fuck in eventually, as you saw. You got to make your game semi-hypnotic and pull their minds where you want it to go. Now she knows about all of my other women. Well, she didn't know who they were, but she's also willing to be a team player. So that's how I got women to be on my team. Now, were you guys listening? Again, were you listening to real game, or are you chit-chatting like bitches? David, are you chit-chatting like bitches, or were you listening to real game? Did my game go over your head? True Alpha gives a false statement of homosexuality does not affect real alpha or man. You should have been able to watch it. No. Bullshit. That's shit they programmed in your head. That's bullshit they put in your head. I'm 57 years of age. I'm the old school man. Okay? I grew up in a time period, not like you did, where this shit we didn't have in our face. You get around any true alpha male, as you call him, or real man, and you show him two dudes kissing, he'll go, oh. That's our natural reaction. We are not you young fucks who claim this alpha shit, and you can sit there and watch dudes kiss each other or butt fuck each other. Also, their energy is different. If you know a damn thing about energy, you realize their energy doesn't mesh with our energy. They are not about procreation. What drives us to fuck is the energy of life flows through us, and we want to fuck so that we can procreate. That's where your basic sexuality comes from, is the energy of life flowing through you for procreation. The stronger that energy is, the more you want to fuck. So when we get around their energy, it doesn't feel good to us. Okay? When I go around homosexual males, their energy does not make me feel comfortable. So you don't come here trying to teach me what a man is. I teach what a man is. True Alpha. For you to try to interject homosexuality into my shit, you're gone. That's some bitch assness. That's some faggotry. Excuse me for getting angry when I see guys that got sucked up into the homosexual shit and saying I should be able to watch it. How do you guys feel about that? Instead of listening, David is asking a question. As I said, I want you guys to shut up while I teach. How do you find a true friend? I don't have true friends, so I don't know, man. I'm not the person to ask for that. I'm the wrong person to ask for that. Every time I think I've got a true friend, all these guys are frauds and in it for themselves. Gonna miss you when you come off YouTube. Real men have died. Jack Gentry. Talk about the advantages that having a build can bring to your game. Women, okay, same thing. You like a woman that's got a build, right, Jack? Same thing. Nothing else to be said. You ain't got to say anything else. Women like a nice body. We like a nice body. If that's what you're talking about, having a build. True Alpha. Why didn't it affect me? That's my question. It should have affected you. But you're obviously young. You're not aware that you have been programmed to accept homosexuality. When I was in college in '82, gays started coming out. One of my teachers came out in my class. Before that, they were not in our faces. They did not have the power they have right now. They began to manipulate mainstream society to accept it, to make it more acceptable. You grew up with it. I did not grow up with it in my face. Men, well, the old archetype of mankind, we did not grow up with this in our faces. You guys think, oh, just gay guys. It's cool. They're cool. My generation, we did what was called gay bashing. That's where they, believe it or not, they would go out, just like they were trying to run black people down. They'd go out and chase after gays and beat the shit out of them. On Jovina, was it your island or the island of Trusader where they did the mackerel up the guy's ass? On the island of Terceira, belonging to the Azores of Portugal, there was a gay guy there. They took a macro and shoved up the guy's ass because they were still old school. Okay? They found the guy was a faggot. They got a macro, a big ass macro, and rammed up this guy's ass. Her ex-husband's brother committed suicide. And the belief is because he was homosexual. And that's what homosexuals used to do back then, was they would seek therapy, they would commit suicide. I understand that Pence, I saw his photograph in his little gay outfit with his boyfriend, our vice president, and he went through some kind of conversion therapy. They would do that. Being crafty, they got it taken out of the medical books, that it was a medical dysfunction. They did it not through legal methods, but they had someone working on the inside. Now we understand that there are people that actually are born gay. I accept that. I accept there are people born gay. I don't think it's just environment. There are some, they're caused by environment. I trained a guy named Kip. Kip looked like a normal guy. He acted like a normal guy. Except that when he was a little boy, his father became a paraplegic and his father's best friend began to molest him. So he would crave these big, burly, bearded white guys. Kind of fat. That was his introduction to sex. And he actually went out and tried to sleep with a girl just to impress me. And he said it was actually okay. It's not that I hate homosexuals. As I talked about my boy Craig, who's from that side, I taught him how to get females. But I started drinking when we went out. That was to deaden my feelings so I couldn't feel this creepy ass energy. Homosexual energy is creepy to me. It's not normal. Hell, child molesters' energy is creepy to me. It's not normal. BDSM people's energy is creepy to me. It's not normal. It's not normal energy. But once the energy of life hits the brain in each person, it comes out different. Like, I like big ass, little waist. I don't care if they have tits or not. Preferably some boobs. I just need a big hips, big ass. That's my sexual, how it comes out of my head. Some of you guys like, I saw on Cheaters, a guy was advertising for small-breasted women. Some of you guys like small-breasted women. Some of you guys like little skinny women. Some of you guys like big women. Some of you guys like tall women. Whatever, it would hit your head, how it comes out. But it's still, the energy is positive, negative. Okay? We're positive because masculinity is about action. Femininity is about receptive. That's negative. We see this duality in nature. We don't see positive and positive. We don't see negative and negative. The universe constructed positive and negative. So unfortunately, our gays are outside of the normal realm of the universe. When the humans, when the energy of life hit their brain, it comes out rewired somehow to their same kind. And I always wonder what type of metaphysical energy that is creating. Butt slamming your boyfriend. What type of energy is that creating? We know that the creative energy of positive, negative creates life. We create new life through our energy. What are they creating? When it's energy that's out of balance. See, I'm sensitive to energy there, True Alpha. Look up the word Reiki. I'm a second level master Reiki healer. So I'm obviously sensitive to energy. I also studied quantum touch, which is another form of healing. I'm sensitive to energy of people, of places. That's one of the things I use in the game. I also put my energy in women, as I've talked about. You're new here. I did metaphysical shit. Voodoo shit is what woman called it on women. So, being around their energy, I can't be around their energy. And I certainly don't want to watch their shit. And I refuse to accept their agenda. Back in the early 70s, they came out with a public agenda. Now, one of the things they want to do is have sex, be able to have sex with younger boys. That's when the NAMBLA Association got formed. That's where they take photographs with young boys. They like young boys. They want to touch them and kiss them and slam their asses of a little boy. Truly alpha. And you agree with that? You get me talking about homosexuality, I'll be ranting for hours, man. 749. Thank you, player. Life energy. Yes. Natural energy. Yes. True alpha. Not trying to be funny, but you said your gay best friend filmed you doing porn. At the time, I didn't know. Number one, I didn't know he was from that side of the fence. Okay. It used to be a priest. He said, "Can you teach me how to get girls?" And I taught him how to get girls. He tried our side. Okay. So you're trying to use something I said as a tool against me. I've already covered all that stuff. All the guys that know me understand what was going on there. So you're a newbie, taking something I said and trying to use it like that. Ask any of the fellows here what I went through with that. And I didn't say best friend. I used to call him a best friend. But as I said earlier, I don't have any friends. We're now acquaintances. We were best friends at one time as I was teaching him. When that stopped, we stopped being best friends. And for a while there, he was my only friend that I talked to. But we don't talk about sex. We talk about the law of attraction and metaphysical stuff. And we don't talk anymore. Okay? I'm not going to explain everything to you. Ask someone here to explain to you. So he goes, I wouldn't get drunk around a fag. Now you call him a fag, huh? Supreme, you jelly. I almost want to puke talking about all this homo stuff. Hey, man, I'm sorry. See, homo stuff is the opposite of what I'm doing here. I'm trying to teach men to get chicks. I don't want to watch it where dudes are getting dudes. And I've seen an element of that film. It's the same one. There's a man called, if you're black, which I think you are, so you can watch his videos, The Irritated Genie. He showed an element of that film and talking about, look what these fags are doing, trying to program us with. I guess they were at something and the father and son went behind a fence and were fucking or something like that. He didn't show the whole thing, but he showed enough of it. It was the same film. James T., what happened to you and Greek? I don't want to talk about that. No, everything's not fine. I don't want you want to talk about it. They're James T. Matthew Thomas. Supreme, do you do private Skype? I use Skype and I also use Google Hangouts, private Google Hangouts. For consultation, go to my store, get my package. With my package now comes my 7 steps and also for free. So I will coach you through my 7 steps. I'm now refining my coaching program. I'm not going to just get in there and talk about anything. I'm going to teach you how to be a player. How to get women. Also, you will get my online dating package and also will help you with your profile. Put it out there, make sure it's a winner. And you also get, the third thing is a consultation with my girlfriend Jovina on how to dress for men. So I've changed my coaching package, fellas, to coach you to get females. I don't want to talk to guys that are already out there in the game unless that's what you really, really want. Okay? I'm looking for guys that want to go from not having females to be able to get females. True Alpha still trying. He's saying, come on, I know if a guy is gay, a real man can feel it. You even say you took shower together and dried off. See how he twisted what I said, fellas? He thinks we took a shower together. Or do you really know the truth? We had a motorhome working for Channel 6 here in Sacramento. I think he actually knows the truth and he's just trying to twist it. Because nobody can twist that bad. We took showers together. I took a shower in the cold water. Then he got in and took a shower. And I got my towels, as I told you guys, from the dance academy I worked at. I took women's towels instead of buying towels myself. And this one, it was kind of pinkish. I didn't care. Women could use it when they came over. And he dried off. So this guy, True Alpha, knows my true story and is actually twisting it. And yes, there was something creepy about him. My clients said there's something creepy about him. That his energy made him... Ugh. Women that I met said there was something creepy about him. And I knew there was something creepy about him. That's why I said I started drinking. Well, Supreme, Craig got into the shower with you? Michael Nolan, no, he did not. Okay? You're listening to what this True Alpha is trying to put out there. Because I got on about that, I can't watch gay shit. I refuse to watch gay shit. Michael H., what's up, Supreme? How do you run game with a conservative good girl? Found out chick has only been with 2 dudes. One cheated on her. The same way I would with any other chick. I am who I am. I'm going to come on this pretty much the same way. I'm going to push for sex. I'm not going to... Good girls want to do the dating thing. They want a relationship. But I want to steer her away from that to my bedroom. I don't... Yeah, there was one chick, she was a black girl. 2 of them, actually. They were good girls. And I fucked them this first night. They gave it up the first fucking night. And one, she had her fucking degree. And I'm trying to think of some other chicks that were good girls. I went mostly for freaks, though. Okay? Jason, why the fuck does the elite want to make men gay or fit? So you don't fight back. Feminine men aren't going to fight back when they try to come out and say we own the world. Jason, they even want to control who we like. Fuck that. Yeah. Michael Nolan, just shut the fuck up, okay? Michael goes, how would he know you got in the shower with him? Do you see how stories get twisted, fellas? This dude, True, says, what did he say again? Come on. I know if a gay guy's a real man, can feel it. You even say you took a shower together. And you guys know that I've never said I took a shower together. Again, Michael Nolan, I never took a shower together except in high school with other males. Okay? That was in high school. That's what we did in America. We had a public shower. All the guys got in the shower. And I did take showers in high school. But I didn't take a shower with my friend Craig. Okay? This guy twisted what I said. And obviously he knows the truth. If he knew that, that means he's been listening to me for a while. Do you guys not have enough intelligence to see that? If he knew that, that means he's been listening to that little story that's some video way back when. So he knew that I didn't take a shower with Craig. Come on. He even knows I had cold water. He knows that story was involved around a girl named Kim. He knows that also. But did he put that in there? No. He's trying to support himself. That he doesn't have the homosexual programming. Which he does. If you can watch that shit, you've got it. And True Alpha, they've been trying to feminize black males for a long time. You do know that they've been working on us for a long time. And you're a product of that, your ability to watch that shit. And then you can recommend that shit to me? I know you meant well, but I'm trying to tell you, I can't watch that shit. All right, on to better stuff. They want to control who we like. Fuck that. Yeah, Hollywood tried that. True Alpha, I know you're black. I looked at your face, remember? I said something about the dog thing. I know you're black. That's why I said you probably want to go watch The Irritated Genie. Go watch his videos on the feminization of black males. He even goes back into slavery. Okay? When they were having sex with black males. To take away our masculinity. If you're Asian, you wouldn't have mentioned it. I've never seen an Asian bring up homosexuality. It's usually white guys or black dudes. I'm not saying Asians can't be homosexuals. I'm saying I've never seen one bring it up on this channel. I suggest you change that name from Truly Alpha to Truly Normal. You're an example of normal black males. Kind of. I can still talk to a lot of young males and you bring up gays and they go, nah, get the fuck out of here. There's still a lot of blacks. And the black community doesn't accept it either, yet. We're like one of the last holdouts of accepting homosexuality. But this is not in our culture. You know, it happened to us. And from that energy of it happening to us, it spread to our race really strongly. That's why it's like black fags, like the super fags, man. They overact the shit. But he goes, I'm not black, I'm Asian. Oh, I thought you were black. I'm looking at your face. The dog face, it looks like a black skin under that dog face. You're the first Asian I've ever seen bring up some faggotry. Why? You just broke my mold. I've never seen an Asian guy bring up faggotry on here. Wow. That's a new one. Thank you for correcting me. Are you Japanese? See, I'm wondering, you know, is he part of that whole anime thing? And that's where he's able to watch this gay shit? I can't see like a Korean, because those guys are hard asses. Chinese, not so much. Yeah, Japan has, well, sissy behavior. Sorry if you're Japanese, but that anime shit is it's programming you to be feminine. Because the men look like girls and they walk with their hands on their hips and they strut with heels on. I mean, going like this. And what the fuck? I can't watch that shit. So, fake alpha, what happened to you? And what type of Asian guy are you? Jay Henry, yes, they have been trying to program society. They start with black men. They actually started with white men. It's more prevalent in the white community. And then they spread to the Latin community, and they've been trying to get blacks to turn homosexual. They tried to separate our black men and black women, the femnuts. Behind the femnazis, the sexual revolution, were homosexual women pushing that agenda. So they separate men and women. Black men because they are the easiest to attack because they hold no defense in the country, e.g. the Black Panthers. I don't see the Indians as Asian myself. I just see them as East Indians. I never... Japanese born and raised in America. And... Bakaro, boy, son. Shaw. Do you understand Japanese, what I just said? Turns out, fellas, I called it right. Japanese. And you watch anime too, don't you? I used to live in Japan, as you know. I grew up on the original stuff. And I've seen the changes that occurred within anime in the last 10 years. I've seen the faggotry grow within your race's cartooning. Have you read the ISIS Papers, Supreme? I followed Dr. Cress Welsing. I've watched a ton of her videos. I've never read the ISIS Papers. They were actually out when I was in early college. I didn't know what it was. These black guys kept coming around to me, hey man, you gotta read the ISIS Papers. And back then I was a self-hating black also. And he goes from Dr. I just mentioned her name. I followed her. India is in Asia. It's not in Asia. It's in between Asia. Actually, all of Europe was Asia. You're an Asian, Michael Nolan. That's what was your deification a long time ago. Asia Major and Asia Minor. And Asians. India is in Asia. There are two countries, them and Japan, maybe China. China's the main Asian country. The sun source of all Asians. Japanese, they migrated from Japan and Korea. Koreans, they came from Japan, or they came from China. Filipinos, they migrated from China. Thais, they migrated from China. It's always thought India was not in Asia. Don't speak it. I don't watch anime. I'm a real man. Don't watch cartoons. Sure you don't. Okay. You don't even speak your own native tongue. Okay. Why do you have a black, that Snapchat, what looks like a black person? I can't really see it very well. Looks like a black person. I'm looking at it and I thought I saw a black person in there, but I guess it's just a dog? Some kind of anime dog? But you don't watch anime though. But you have an anime dog with looks like his tongue sticking out? Never mind, I don't really want to know why, True Alpha. Okay? I don't want to argue with you. It's all good, man. You do know the condition of males in your country. They're not having sex anymore. They're fucking dolls. They have doll bordellos. Not all, but enough to where it's now a problem. Eventually, you're going to be going the way of Caucasian race, which is breeding yourselves out of existence if you don't start getting your numbers up. India is outside Middle East. I always thought it was part of the Middle East. It is not. It is in Asia. They're not. Asians hate the word Oriental, by the way. That Susan girl used to say ornamental. Like she made fun of Asians. It irritated me. I had to tell her to stop that shit. If you look at the features of East Indian, I don't see anything Asian in them. I see black and the mixture of Asian hair. The black hair. Jay's fuck dolls. What the fuck? Yeah, they have ball bordellos. Truly off. Why do you insult other races? I'm giving the truth about the Japanese. Your race is in need of some serious help, man. I give the truth. I talk about my race. I talk about the white race. I talk about any race that's out there. Like I talked about the East Indian race and their arranged marriages that I can't stand. And a lot of young East Indian guys feel the same way, and the women. But forgive me for insulting your race. I apologize as a man. There are some serious problems going on in Japan. Males and females are not connecting anymore. Not like when I was there. And I'd look for the answer. And I'm thinking that it goes back to the bombing. That it destroyed the... See, I lived in Japan when... And some of that old culture was still there. Of the stern, tough Japanese guy. And that seems to have eroded. Plus, America moved in there and took over. And that's not the Japanese way. Because Japanese, my understanding, were some of the most arrogant, racist people on the planet. Look at the way that you're not aware that you don't study anything Japanese, but the way you guys treat the Koreans when they tried to move there, like dogs. Now, some badasses, you guys conquered China, but you treated them like dogs. So, that tough thing that was in the cartoons back then as well has eroded to the males, and now because of that, Japan now worships. Actually, you can talk about AIDS in Africa. It's actually a myth that it's actually predominant in Africa. It's already been shown that, and I can actually look up the video for you. The AIDS is worse in some of the countries in Europe. It's actually worse. See, that was a myth they put out that all of Africa was full of AIDS. You probably saw that one news person say some stupid shit like that. So you got to learn the truth. Now, what was I talking about? I was talking about Japan and how anime, its art, is a reflection of the society. And I see that art form going to worshiping Europe-looking people, drawing cartoons with big eyes instead of the natural eyes. Thank you, Jason. I'm not trying to insult people, but just speaking the truth. Japan ruled most of Asia in World War II. Yeah, you guys used to be some badasses, as I given you props before. I mean, tiny little Japan conquered China. That's gone. And I think it's because of the domination of America, the influence of America. When I left Tokyo, they built the first McDonald's in downtown Tokyo when I was a kid. And I think it's because my country corrupted your grandparents' country. I don't know if your parents are first generation or if you're first generation or second generation, but I'm assuming that it was maybe your grandparents. In which case, your grandparents were probably were little kids, if not missed being locked up in the internment camps in this country. And as I've said, I don't hate the Japanese race. I used to live there. I just like to see them get back to being some hard asses as part of their normal culture. Not these pussies that aren't fucking your women. Rather fuck a doll. Because I lived there, I always respected Japan. I hate to see you guys fall like that. And I think it's because of the influence of America. Pretty much. We tend to corrupt everything out there. I was listening to Professor Black Truth. He was going in on the Africans. How they dress like we do in America and doing rap music like we do in America. But then a lot of the Africans, you'll look down on black Americans. I think I've done enough talking today. I don't want to go into insulting. I thought True Alpha, I was hoping he was black. For him to be Japanese It fits, but it surprises me. I've never had anyone, and no wonder why he put forth a black film. That kind of makes sense now. Interesting. Not to insult you, True Alpha. I know you meant well, but understand that, you're young. You've been programmed to accept this shit, whether you're black, white, Asian, or whatever. Only people I don't think, East Indians, you guys are new to the country. Jason, is that happening within your group? Or is it not happening? The feminization. I know in your country, or in the old country, you guys walk arm in arm together. I've heard that from East Indian folks. That one that's a comedian. Jovina, what's the name of that Indian comedian that looks like your cousin Carlos? Russell.
Russell.
It's a white name.
Yeah, it is. Russell, not Simmons.
No, Russell Peterson.
Peters. Oh, Peters.
Peters. Russell Peters. Yeah. So, Jason, before I leave, how's the feminization program working on you guys? Yeah, I agree. Russia is the only country that I perceive as still having old methodology of masculinity because they haven't worked on those guys yet. I've said that for many years. There's not much lovey-dovey in Russia. I get that too. I don't know Russians. I've never been there. But, my understanding the language is can be a very strong language. It's not one of the romantic languages. They're smooth and all that. But, yeah, I don't see a lot of lovey-dovey. We need to ask that Philco guy. Even bouncers are morbid or Polish. I don't know that. I don't live in Europe. You're Michael. Jason, I'm asking you a question if you could answer. Before I call it a day, I've been doing this for 3 hours. The other fellow I'm looking for has not showed up, so I'll make sure I communicate with him on the forum. It's been an interesting conversation today. Morbit, M-O-R-B-I-T, means they're stern. Okay. That was my understanding of old Germans as well. The language, here in America, we perceive the language as being very strict and stern. Mein Gott! Like yelling at you and stuff. But then I heard some Austrian, which is a different form of Germanic language. It's very smooth. And I heard people speaking German, very fast and smooth. There wasn't that harshness to it. So I'm wondering if my perceptions are skewed by the TV shows I've watched. Hogan's Heroes. Do a search on YouTube here for Hogan's Heroes. Jay, Supreme, how do you explain this to females who can't seem to get this? Can't seem to get what? Is my last question. I'm hoping Jason will give me the answer. Is the feminization hitting his community? Because they're new to America. Kind of new. When I came back from Japan, I lived in a place called Yuba City, and it was full of Sikhs. I didn't know what they were. I asked my teachers, I said before in the video, what are those people? They have they're darker than I am, but they have Native American hair. And she explained to me what they were. Supreme, Hogan's Heroes was awesome. Yeah, my father and I, we used to love that shit. Hold on. Let's see. Did I get him? Got him. Gone. I already blocked that Wolf Rain guy. He tried to come to my channel talking shit. I don't know why people spend their energy doing something like that. Like, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Why isn't he doing something more positive with himself? I believe Hogan's Heroes shows are on YouTube. I've seen you, Jelly, if you like to watch an old guy show, Gomer Pyle. I guarantee you, if you just watch the first episode, you'll laugh your ass off. Jake Henry, they seem to believe it's because women are progressing. Oh, you want to explain the feminization of men? Yeah, you said that, the whole feminizing men shit. Why would you explain it to them? Anyways, they seem to believe it's because women are progressing, LOL, as opposed to shifting the society to being submissive by eliminating males. By dumbing down and feminizing males. Now, the rich will always rule until we, the ordinary people, stand up against them. They're going to keep kicking our ass and ruling us. Michael Nolan, don't use the word Japs. I don't like that word. That's a derogatory word. I didn't realize you guys had that word either. I thought it was just America. That shit spread to Europe, I see. That word came out during World War II. They seem to believe it's okay because they don't believe it. It's a nickname. No, it's not a nickname in my country or to the Japanese. Shortening the word Japan to, JPS, that's a derogatory word to them. Yeah, you never knew it? Sorry. It is. Ask that true guy. He would hate to be called that. It seems like America creates derogatory words for everybody. The Germans were Jerry's. The French were frogs. Michael Nolan's race were mix. Jovina's race were Geechees. At least that's what we call them in the black community. Geechees. He goes, oh, I never knew. Yeah. America is like, I tell you, man, America's like the most racist place on the planet there, Michael. We fuck with everybody. Supreme, did you see my comment earlier about Alpha's picture? No, I didn't. But I'm scared to go up. You have to do it again for me, man. Supreme, Jerry's, frogs. No, Jerry's were the Germans. For Germans, Jerry's. And then frogs were the French. Something about their eyes. Like, they always had big eyes. I believe that's what they called them, the frogs. Michael, patties. Yeah, that's another name for Irish patties. McFinn's. They didn't have a derogatory name for Scots. Except Scots. And that's what you guys call yourself anyway. I don't recall any derogatory name for Scottish. Do you know any, you Jelly? I know patties were Irish. Mix Scots? Why would they call you Mix Scots? When Mix... Oh, that's Michael saying that. Mix Scots? Never heard of it, man. That one did get over here. The Scots weren't put down like the Irish were put down in America. Like, our first slaves were the Irish, indentured servants, I should say. It's a form of slavery. English had done that. We didn't have anything with English. See? True Alpha's responding. Watch your mouth, you red-haired drunk. Michael has black hair, I believe, and I'll say he is a drunk, though. The mixed were Scots. Not in America. My understanding, we're mixed, we're Irish. They say McFinn's. And then they had no name, Patties. I think that's where the word white patty came from. Because in the black community, we refer to white folks as white patties. Because the ones that were ruling over us, that were whipping our ass, were the Irish. Because they were the indentured servants on the plantations, or they would become the foremans. The word cracker, I understand, so I'm told by one of Tariq's videos, came from the name Cracker Man, because when you crack that whip on your back, the crack of the whip, and they would whisper, "Here comes the Cracker Man." Michael, I'm going to drink soon, though. LOL. Dwayne Riley. What's up, player? Good to see you. Thanks, Dwayne. I was getting ready to step out, man. I'm just chit-chatting with dudes right now. I should have marked the time when I did my teaching so that guys wouldn't have to listen to all the conversation shit. You don't drink Supreme? Not really, no. If I go to one of Jovino's festivals, and goddamn, they got a lot of fucking festivals, but I'll have a drink there, and I drink rum and Coke. But, I had a beer on, what was it, Valentine's Day. I had a Pabst, because they were out of Bud, and it was damn good. Then the next day I had a Mickey. I guess that's an Irish beer, a Mickey. Her brother was drinking. He gave me a glass, because I still had the taste for beer in my mouth. Preem, what's a good non-alcoholic drink for tonight? What I used to drink, well, if you want to look like you're actually drinking, try to get a Coke and see if they'll put it in the drink glass. So you can at least pretend like you're one of the normals. But I would drink orange juice and cranberry juice together. That really tastes really good. Next drink, LOL. That's the way. Mike, I don't like to get sloppy drunk. Because I like to be in control of my game. And in control of myself. I tried weed when I was a kid in high school. It took 3 times to get high and never again. I was at a place called Machinist Hall, full of black folks. And of course, gunfire broke out. And I'm trying to run out the door, and my feet, I had big feet at the time, but it felt like they were like this big. And I'm trying to run with these big floppy feet. Like my mind was fucked up. I couldn't move my feet right. So I couldn't get out the door fast enough. I'd like to lose control. I've always said a lot of self-control. I walked around with water before it's awkward. It's not awkward, it's just you feel awkward. That's why you get you want to disguise it so you fit in. Until you get the power to do it without it. I started drinking, as I said, when I started taking Craig to the clubs. Because his energy, it disturbed me. It bothered me. Not made mad into weed, yeah. Good. Preem, do you notice a good way to convo with a bartender is by ordering an exotic or complex drink? Didn't know that. So if I ordered a fuzzy navel, or I've heard of these drinks on TV shows. Sex on the Beach. There's one that's one of those sexual names that would open up the bartender conversation. A screaming orgasm, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Did you ever walk around water? All the time, Michael Nolan. I love the ocean. I love water. Jovina, what's on the agenda for today? We got to go to Walmart to get our groceries.
Have to go groceries. I gotta get gas.
Gasolina?
Nothing else planned.
We still haven't seen Resident Evil yet. I'm waiting for a good copy to come up. I'm actually waiting for Keanu Reeves. I learned Keanu Reeves, I always thought he was part Eskimo. He's actually part Chinese, part Hawaiian, and part Portuguese. I also learned that Tom Hanks is half Portuguese. Good old Tom Hanks. He's from Sacramento, though. I used to run into his brother all the time at the gym, and also he worked as a waiter. My brother wouldn't work as a waiter if I was making millions. My family wouldn't have to ever work again. Well, I would set them up, in other words. They'd work, but I'd set them up. They wouldn't have to worry, is my point. Huh?
There's only one family member of mine that I wouldn't set up.
Zhuang? I heard it sucked, Resident Evil. I watched part of it, but the quality was bad. It looked like it wasn't as good as the others, but I'm okay with that. I want to see the last one, Dwayne. I followed the franchise from the beginning. At least I think I have. Yeah, I've seen them all. Yeah, I think it was Underworld. I think I might have actually missed one because in the last one, they showed some scenes I don't remember in their flashbacks. So I'm thinking maybe I missed one. I thought I've seen every last one. But this time period, I wasn't really going to the movies very much. Maybe I missed it. But thanks for the advice. I know you heard it sucked. That's why I'm waiting for a good copy. If I don't get a good copy, then I'm going to go to the movies and see it. And before I see it, though, I want to watch John Wick. Is it John Wick? Yeah, John Wick. That movie's been out for a week, and nobody's copied it yet. Supreme, bah, not underground, meant underworld. Sorry. Yeah, I meant underworld. Did I say underground? My bad. I'm going to head out. Talk to you later, lads. And top of the morning to you, Michael Nolan. Okay, fellas, I need to take care of some business with you, Jelly. You, Jelly, I'm going to go on Skype and see if I can Skype you now and get you started. I have to create a certain page where you can go and download your week's exercise. So I'll Skype you, get some basic information, and then I'll email you your workout page. Okay? All right, fellas, I'm out of here. Oh, shit. I was showing half my face on this video. Peace.